bad. I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know my wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back.
Good evening, gentlemen, and the three ladies watching. I want to do a topic tonight. I got an article sent to me by somebody in the backstage right now, and it got me thinking. There's a lot of crap going on, not just in this country, but in general with governments right now. Right out the gate, YouTube. Sorry, if I get banned, I get banned, but it's kind of grinding my gears what we got going on right now. I just found out about some stuff in New Zealand, so we'll get into that too. But yeah, a big shout out to Jeffrey Paul as always. He did the intro music for that. If you didn't know, not the first song I did there, but the second, the guitar work. And Billy Von Baum did the intro there. So big shout out to both those guys. If you haven't already, go over to their channels and give them a like and subscribe for the stuff they do. In the meantime, we'll bring on our guests here. So we, as always, have basically the co-host in chief here. Crusader Nate is with us this evening. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, you know me, living the dream. Nightmares are dreams too.
Yeah, every day, man.
Yep, that's what I told you, man. Just live out of spite. It's much easier.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed or if anybody noticed, we had a weird false start there. The song, I stopped it and switched to the intro. Did you see that? Notice that it got weird there? All right. What happened was...
Well, I didn't see it on YouTube, but I saw it in the backstage stuff.
It was bad. So I started hearing it playing twice, and I thought it was on the stream. Nope, it was one of my tabs open that I had muted. So
yeah,
my fault. Also tonight, we have Jimmy Bones in the house. Sir, how are you doing this evening?
Gentlemen, doing a lot better this week than last week.
Yeah.
It's actually
that is good to hear.
Believe it or not, from last week to today, we've had a 100-degree flip. It was negative 50 last week. It is now currently, is 50-ish today. So
that's nice.
Getting all that snow melt.
Definitely better than freezing your ass off.
You damn right.
Yeah. We've got a mixture of rain and snow tonight, so the drive's going to be fun tomorrow morning. But other than that, things are good here. Also, this is the first time he's been on the show. You've seen him on Pop's show, but this is his first appearance here. Please welcome Unchained Skid to the show. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Very good, sir. Thank you very much for having me, boys.
Anytime, man. Glad to have you here. So what is going on this week in Canuckistan, man?
Oh, good Lord. There's always something every week, right? Oh, just the usual. Just trying to take our guns away and censor the internet. You know, just the usual.
Good times. And we will get into that shortly. All right.
I'm not going to say it, but, was South Park right where they came up with the song of Blame Canada? I mean...
South Park was right about a lot of stuff. But, and all of us just have faces that open like this, too. But, yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly, of course.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Right. All right. And lastly, I'm sure you know him. He does the bullshit report over on Pop and Blake's channel. He is working on getting under 3 minutes. We'll see. We'll see about this week's bullshit. Well, there is no bullshit report this week because they're not streaming this week. Next week. So we have Pop's favorite food, King Dongs. And if you can't see it, I'll show you.
Oh, my.
There you go. Jackal, the Emperor, is with us this evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm sane enough, but sane enough to at least put together some coherent sentences. I'm failing already.
Right out the gate. Yeah,
yep.
I feel you, man. If I get through a stream without stuttering, I've done well. So,
have to put
all right. Well, anything new with you, Jackal?
Well, other than getting the new computer that you say is basically, I look like I need a YouTube channel tomorrow, or excuse me, today, personified. I'm getting that set up, and I'm currently in the process of moving all of the bullshit reports that are downloaded on the other computer to this new one and getting them uploaded to Odyssey. Rumble, still figuring it out, but Odyssey, I've got at least 2 videos uploaded. I'm not going to publicize the playlist until I've got everything loaded up, so you guys will have a full playlist of all of my bullshit reports.
Fair enough. And are you doing YouTube as well?
No, the YouTube is probably something that I'm not gonna dip my toes into because you know me. When the anger comes out and the Emperor takes the controls, I'm going to get banned faster than you will on your second screen.
I don't know, man. I'm already working on getting the channel too, man. So we'll see.
When it gets to the point of anger where I'm bringing out the Auschwitz roast,
I got you.
That
I got you.
It's gonna get me.
All right. So if you want to see Jackal the Emperor, head on over to Odyssey. He will shortly have a channel up there. Is it just going to be called Jackal the Emperor?
Yeah, it'll be Jackal the Emperor as usual. Perfect.
Odyssey for the viewer in the Odyssey audience. God damn it. It's going to be one of those.
There we go.
Operator 357. Odyssey is just alt tech. It's also known as Library, I believe. Similar to Rumble, Twitch. It's just a platform that allows you to view content, do live. I think it does live streams. I don't think I can do live streams there yet.
Odyssey?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yes,
I think it does. Yeah, and it's spelled for the guy who just chatted there. It's spelled with a EE instead of an EY. That's what it's Odyssey.
Audit and then C as in I see something. It's a bit off, but it's particular branding.
Perfect. And before we get straight into the topic, this isn't waffling. I just want to keep up with things. Jimmy, you have plans in the works for a channel as well. Is that correct?
Thinking about it.
Well, really I know a certain Santa sent you some gear, so you might as well take advantage of it.
It hasn't showed up yet. But once it does, I think I'll
I think
definitely
this is the same Santa.
His Santa runs a gay cruise, just so you guys know.
So I was about to say, the Santa's the same one that is currently dubbed the captain of the gay cruise.
Yes. We all know the captain.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Guys, by the way, on that note, we'll see if Jimmy does it. If so, I will definitely promote his content here as well.
And
Jimmy, you are lagging a little bit, bud.
Oh, shit.
You are,
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Got to leave the office to go plug it in. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. We will take him off the screen temporarily. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Also, gentlemen, if you haven't already, in case Susan just gets tired of looking at me, and I wouldn't blame her, but I am on Rumble. We are live on Rumble right now, so some of you are probably watching. About half the audience goes over to Rumble now. We are also on Twitch live right now. I do have an account on MGTOW.tv. These get uploaded after the fact there. And Odyssey's kind of the one I slack on. I upload as I get to it. So, but definitely subscribe there. Also, Unchained Skid, you have a channel on YouTube. It is in the link in the description. So if you guys want to go to his channel and check it out, I'm sure he'd be happy with that. But Skid, can we find you on any other platforms other than YouTube?
It's just YouTube for now because there's nothing controversial about it. I mean, it's like biking, motorcycling videos, workout stuff. It's very, very bland politically, like you say, good content for people who want to, guy who's just kind of doing his own thing and going off on stuff, but no political rants and things like that. So YouTube suffices for that for now. So just that. I mean, I could say, I've got Instagram, but I probably haven't checked it in 6 months and I really don't care for it. So whatever. It's mostly YouTube.
Understandable with the gram.
So gentlemen that are watching right now, if you want to go to the description of this video, just open up a new tab, give him a subscribe, and watch some of his content. It's pretty good stuff. So I was watching something. What were you talking about? God, I can't think of the term. I was watching it today. The confirmation bias or something like that.
Oh, cognitive bias.
Cognitive bias. Yeah, that's a good episode. Did like that. So do you do those regularly, or is it kind of just a mixed bag of stuff?
What I try to do every once in a while, I call those the unchain your mind ones. So I'll throw one of those in every once in a while. It's in my journey, going through stuff, I always like to kind of get better at, you know, how I'm seeing things, you know, how do I get better tactic strategy, you know, it's all part of the whole red pill journey. And every time I like read a book that's like really full of good information, I always make notes, and I've got a bunch of these sitting there. I say, well, you know, I should start making a few videos with things like that. And it started this summer, I guess. I'd read this book, going into really boring details, Central Banking 101, which is like how money gets made. I was talking to Pop and Blake about that. I said, dude, I make a pretty good video. So I made that first little video about that because, man, what a rabbit hole. And so, yeah, I'll throw a couple of those things in every once in a while, but mostly, you know, cycling, motorcycling, workout stuff, things like that. And every once in a while, throwing water up into the freezing air, it looks like. So. But yeah, I like doing those little informational ones. Whenever I come across something that I think guys could really profit from, is okay, well, what helps us understand the world around us, and I'll do those.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely go check his channel out, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's move on into the first topic of the night, and this is going to be an article that Jimmy sent me actually earlier today, which sparked the whole topic for this stream. Let me get it opened here. This is fun. And by fun, I mean not so much. So if you guys are aware, and y'all should be, the backbone of this country, and I'm sure it's the same in Canada, is the trucking industry. You get everything delivered to you, whether it's your Amazon packages or your groceries, they all come on trucks. I mean, almost everything I have in this house, you know, comes from a truck somewhere, right? And that's going to become a problem here pretty soon. Let me show you why. This is fun. Frustrating. So here we have our first article of this evening. This comes from the Gateway Pundit. The EPA finalizes rules to decimate U.S. trucking industry and send consumer goods prices soaring. Excuse me. All right. On Tuesday, December 20th, crazed EPA Administrator Michael Regan announced the final national clean air standards to cut smog and soot forming emissions from heavy-duty trucks, which this is already, I mean, they've already got to have DEET running in their vehicles. Jimmy, am I not mistaken here? The semi-truck will not run unless it has DEET in it?
The DEF fluid, which stands for
diesel
exhaust fluid. No, a new truck these days is programmed because it has a tiny little tank on the side, which is roughly 25 gallons, I want to say. And that fluid has to go into the truck to help cycle through the exhaust system and make it air cleaning and this and that. The funny thing is, where is that? Where's that? Right here. Diesel exhaust fluid, for those that don't know, I should have posted this one in the private chat, but it is
I'm good.
Strictly chemical disposition. DEF is a mixture of 67.5% deionized water and 32.5% urea. Urea is a compound of nitrogen that turns to ammonia when heated and is used in a variety of industries. So if you happen to have a couple of brown spots on your lawn during the spring or the summertime, put it in a little hand pump, spray a little bit on there, you're good to go. It won't hurt your grass whatsoever. Like I said, it's a nitrogen-based chemical compound.
Right.
And this stuff is actually, let me take a look. They come in like 2.5 gallons, which is $16.99 at Tractor Supply.
Okay. So, but essentially, to stay short and sweet on the point, the trucks that are on the road right now, they won't run without that stuff in it, correct?
No, they will not.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't want to piss off the feds that are watching us, but is there any way to bypass that at all? Just curious.
Get an older truck?
Legally, can you bypass that?
I'm pretty sure there's ways that you can. I have no idea that if there is, but again, there's other laws in like California. You got to have a certain year of truck. You know, anything older can't be ran on the road. Well, it just so happens that the certain cutoff of the year is when they started introducing DEF into the system. even though all these trucks have to be pretty much California idle compliant.
Okay.
Whatever that means, clean idle
right.
compliant or whatever the fuck it's called.
Some made up jargon by politicians. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, 'cause
So
they wanna-
getting
they wanna
back to
save the
the
air.
yes, save the whales somehow. Yes. All right. So back to the article though. This is going to get very interesting because it goes beyond deaf. And I said DEET. I'm thinking of bug killer there. So that's outlawed now, by the way. I don't think you
What?
can use DEET. Yeah, DEET not allowed in the bug spray stuff anymore.
That's
Anyway.
not good. I need that up here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
At least in the States. Yeah. Anyway, the EPA insists the new rules will protect, God damn it, will protect public health, especially the health of vulnerable populations in undeserved, overburdened communities. Sure. This is, I love this. This is pure leftist insanity and will force undeserved, overburdened communities to pay more for their food and consumer goods. Correct. These people are dangerous and insane. I would agree.
Oh,
Let's see.
they're fucking
What were you saying, Jimmy?
They are batshit insane. They have completely fucking lost everything. I mean, I don't. They talk without understanding what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. So when we're getting in this, the rules that change, and I'm almost tempted to check out this video here, just see what it's about. We might touch on it. I don't know. Didn't get to watch that yet, but we might check it out. Anyway, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, finalized a rule Tuesday that will impose stricter nitrogen dioxide emission standards on new heavy-duty trucks, a move that will substantially hike operating costs for truckers. Expert in the industry representatives told the Daily Caller News Foundation the EPA's rule, which is more than 80% stricter than the previous regulation, will require large trucks, delivery vans, and buses manufactured after. Now, this is interesting. Pay attention to this. After 2027. So anything older, I guess, would be grandfathered in. Am I reading that right, Jimmy?
To an extent, the older stuff that's currently running on DEF and all this other environmental protection bullshit, I'm pretty sure they'll be grandfathered in. But you know, the truck that, you know, say someone's granddad drove in the 60s and 70s to pay the bills. Nope, those are not going to be allowed. Anything anything that blows black smoke when you shift gears, that's a big fucking no-no.
Haven't seen those in a while.
Course.
But here's the thing I want to point out, because I know there's rules with this. And Jimmy, since you work in the industry, you probably know. What is the oldest truck that can be on the road today in 2022? There's got to be a cutoff, because I know for RVs there's a cutoff for most of the national parks.
Oh, see, that I'm not too sure on, but I've seen trucks I'm pretty sure I've seen trucks from the 60s and 70s still going down the road. They've basically been turned into show trucks because they don't have the power or the torque of these modern day engines are. But I mean, you'll still see them, you know, pulling a light load of, you know, rock, or they've converted them into dump trucks, or just basic delivery vans, because you can extend the frame and just build the box to the frame and all that. So I mean, those are still running.
I imagine going forward, that's going to take a lot of those trucks off the road. Even I would say within the last 20 years, might eliminate a lot of the vehicles on the road right now. Yep. Because here we go, to cut nitrogen dioxide emissions by nearly 50% by 2045. So, I mean, they're slow rolling this, but still, here's the thing. These environmentalists, they think about saving the planet, but they don't think about how it can be logically done. So if we look at electric vehicles, for example, sure, it's amazing that you can battery power your car until you're, you know, stuck in a snowstorm and traffic jam, and you've got fucking 60 to 80 miles to go and your battery's low. Then what do you do? But they don't think about the infrastructure required, more importantly. So,
Nope.
yeah, I can buy an electric car. Where the fuck do I charge it right now? I certainly don't have one where I live. And I've only seen him at fancy malls around town or maybe the dealership. But there's no infrastructure for these electric vehicles, and they're trying to push that shit, which is part of this, I'm sure, as well.
Yep.
But you can't put the cart before the horse. If you don't have the infrastructure, it's not going to work. Skid, what are your thoughts on that? I'm going to actually back this article out. And what are your thoughts on this? Because you're up in Canada, so you've experienced some of the truckers and their dilemmas, not just the protests, but in general. I'm sure your government is pulling the same horse crap up there as well.
Well, specifically to your point, just with electric vehicles. So we just had legislation hasn't been passed yet. It's being tabled that we're mandating electrical vehicle sales by 2026. That 1/5 of all, I'm just reading the article here, 1/5 of all passenger cars, SUVs, and trucks sold in Canada in 2026 will need to run on electricity under new regulations from our environmental minister, who, by the way, used to work with Greenpeace and got arrested with that.
Oh,
that's our environmental minister, right? Anyway, I'm not even kind of kidding. Look up Stephen Guilbeault and you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, the point is so from the outset, we have to state that, unequivocally, I'm for husbanding the environment. I mean, I take care of my yard. I make sure my garbage is put away. I mean, anybody who doesn't take care of where they live is silly. So obviously, from an environmental husbandry point of view, of course, I'm on board. But as you said, if you're going to try and make things better, you have to have a way of doing it. So, for example, this whole EV craze, if let's say we replaced so I live in the province of Alberta up here. Most of our electricity in Alberta comes from coal, right? This comes from coal generating plants. And so you're going to tell me if we're going to replace every gasoline car with an electric powered car, how am I saving carbon? Because I'm burning at least as much coal, in fact, probably more, putting more carbon in because I got more inefficiencies to generate the electricity so you can plug in that car. I mean, these guys think that you just plug in the car and that's how it works. No, the electricity has to come from somewhere. And in this case, burning a shitload of coal. So if you're going to come up with something, at least come up with something that makes things better. This doesn't. I mean, you brought up some good points. I mean, we don't have the infrastructure to plug it in to start with. Where do you get rid of the batteries, et cetera, et cetera? But even just from let's look at the equation for how much carbon goes in the atmosphere. You're not saving anything. In fact, you're probably making it worse.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, here's something else I want to point out. One of my main issues with this whole thing, with the environment and saving the planet, it all sounds great until we think about this logically. So, for instance, the pipelines that got stopped under a certain administration, don't even think I could say that here, but you know what I'm talking about. The second they got in, they signed some paperwork, boom, pipeline's done.
Yeah, that was one of our pipelines, by the way. That really hurt our province when that happened.
Now, here's the thing. They were going to be run underground. You could still have farmland on top of them. Obviously, there's safety checks in place to make sure there's not a leak in that area that the pipeline is being run. But when you look at that, so you have a pipe underground. Farmland can still be over top. Everything's fine. Obviously, during construction, there's a bit of a mess, but that's about it. When you look at how they make these batteries for these Teslas and these electric vehicles and the damage it does to the environment, and if you just look at the mines, if somebody backstage can pull that up for me, just any photo of a lithium mine, I will pop that on the screen. If you present it on screen here, I'll pop it up. It might take a minute, but those lithium mines, there's huge amounts of earth removed just to get the amount to make these batteries. Now, the problem is lithium is a finite resource. So at some point, you don't have any more lithium to find. Here we go. What do we got here? I see something come up. All right, let's check this out. Here we go. Here's a lithium mine. I think Jimmy popped that up, so thank you. But let's see.
Oh, no,
that's no good. Jimmy, can you zoom in on that picture for us?
Nope. Is that me? Was that me?
Who is that?
I don't
Whoever
think
put that up.
Oh,
Just,
no, that's me.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
yep,
if you
that's,
can
the,
zoom
that's
in-
the exact same picture that I pulled up too. So
Yeah, zoom in
Oh.
on that photo there.
Let me see if I can open this.
Open a new tab or something, then just zoom in.
I
Should be able
cannot
to.
do that, apparently.
Shit. That's okay. This is some serious destructive damage. Now, you guys have seen mining in the mountains and stuff like that, especially if you've driven through Colorado. There's a lot of mining operations there that leave a scar in the face of the mountain, and that's bad enough. But this shit, look how deep down. I don't even know how deep that is, but this is a permanent scar you've put in to mine. I'm not a scientist, but to mine a finite resource. Okay.
yep.
That to me is more damaging to the environment than laying a pipe underground and letting farmland grow over top of it. But that's just my opinion, though. So we're going to take that off the screen really quick, and I'm going to add this back in so we can get through this article here really quick. But yeah, it's
so
just
Rhino, I'll just jump in. Is that
go ahead.
You're absolutely right. Like, just even saying it's your opinion. I mean, that's the problem, is that there's just a lot of feelings and opinions. Is like, who knows what the exact right way to do it, but unless you can actually ask questions and have a reasonable debate about it and actually find out with the data, how can we find the right way forward?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like they don't want to allow that, though. That debate is something they don't want you to have. They want you to accept whatever they tell you is right and just go with it. In the chats here, I know I wasn't going to cover chats much tonight, but I want to see if there's anything. LS420 did mention this. Unchained Skid, when you get time, what's the deal with Alberta independence, guys? So we can cover that. Let's go.
Okay. So there was a change in leadership for the premier. So the premier is equivalent of a governor. But we have a parliamentary system, not a republic system. So I don't want to get into the details. Suffice to say, UCP party, United Conservative Party of Alberta, is pushing for more sovereignty, not outright separation, but more control over our own affairs here. In the United States, you guys have a much more Republican system. So each state has a lot more control over what it gets to do with its local legislation than we do province-wise. And so what the province is trying to do is just exert more power that way, just because we've been the whipping boy for a long time for the East to have their policies about, cutting back on oil and natural gas and all this stuff. Whereas, we're not allowed to sell our primary resource to market. Meanwhile, they won't allow a pipeline being built to Eastern Canada to heat homes in Ontario and Quebec. Meanwhile, though, they'll ship in Saudi Arabian oil up the St. Lawrence. Okay, not working. Yeah. So that is your basic. I guess that's your, in the nutshell, trying to keep it under 60 seconds. What's going on up here with that?
Indeed. Let's see. We do have a lithium article here. Let me see if I can pop that up in the background. It's kind of hard for me to multitask when I'm live. Let's see what I can do. Copy the link address.
And we have to remember, it's not just the lithium mines, even though they are probably the worst ones, because you get so little lithium by moving thousands of tons of yards of earth. And it takes a lot of lithium to make a car battery, and cobalt. And don't even get me started on those ones.
Yeah. And a lot of these things are sourced in China. So I mean, we're not protecting ourselves that way very well either, and they're hard to dispose of later on, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a
not to mention when they break down how much that costs to replace, but that's a whole different topic for another day. I'll cover this briefly because this is still on topic. This is regarding government overreach and the crap they pull. So this is coming from weforum.org. The world needs 2 billion electric. Do we need? That's an interesting word you use there. 2 billion electric vehicles to get to net zero. But is there enough lithium to make all these batteries? No, I do not want your cookies. Goodbye. All right. Lithium is one of the key components in electric vehicles' batteries, but global supplies are under strain because of rising EV demand. The world could face lithium shortages by 2025. This is Very good renewable resource we're talking about. The International Energy Agency, IEA, all these alphabet agencies are garbage, by the way, says while credits, I don't even know that word, Suisi, thinks demand could treble between 2020 and 2025, meaning supply would be stretched. About 2 billion EVs need to be on the road by 2050 for the world to hit net zero. 2 billion vehicles. So that's 2 billion batteries. And that's not even counting the 2 billion more you're going to need when those batteries go out after about 5 to 10 years and you need a $30,000 replacement. Yeah, check out the price of those batteries in your own free time if you're watching the show.
Yep.
If your Tesla breaks down, how much does it cost for a new Tesla battery? You might as well just buy a new car, and it may as well be gas-powered, a lot cheaper. Anyway, about 2 billion vehicles. All right, but sales stood at just 6.6 million last year, and some car makers are already selling out of EVs. Not to mention Tesla stocks are not doing too well right now, but what do I know about that? Lithium supply faces challenges not only from surging demand, but because resources are concentrated in a few places, and over half of today's production is in areas with high water stress. Future development with batteries or manufacturing methods could eventually alleviate some lithium shortages. In other words, here's the point I'm getting at here. And I've said it already, but I'll say it again. We are trying to do something that is not at our level of capabilities yet. So if they came out with a new technology, that's different. If we find, I mean, heaven forbid, we actually look into hydrogen or any of that, but there are other ways to power these vehicles that are far more renewable. But
anybody heard of hydrolysis generators?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A hydrolysis was one that is very efficient.
Yep.
And if you make one, you will be
yeah, you'll have somebody at the door saying, we're going to need this, and you're not going to talk about it, or you're going to disappear. That's kind of how those conversations go.
I heard from somebody from somewhere that they knew somebody from a certain electrical company that actually fixed their car to utilize this kind of technology, and they went bye-bye, as in they went to Houdini.
Right. Crusader, you have been the quiet little mouse in the background here, kind of running the show with the chats here. I do want your opinion as well regarding the whole new regulations on these trucks trying to reduce emissions. I understand that, but also the electric vehicle push. And your thoughts on that, sir?
Follow the money.
Yeah.
That's absolutely goddamn right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Sweet and simple. Follow the money.
Yep.
All right. I'm trying to get you go deep here, and you're just like, follow the money. Fuck it, I'm out.
Well, all right. I'm actually looking up something that was. I remember watching a documentary a couple of years ago that dealt with alterations in climate, dealing with the shifting of the Earth's axis based on seasons and orbital drift. I'm actually trying to find the documentary on that with the documents to back that up, that talk about different solar cycles in affecting climate on Earth and how it lines up with all the ice ages we've ever had. So kind of preoccupied doing the chat and looking for that as well. So don't mind me, just researching.
I know exactly what you're researching, and it's going to be fun when you start getting into that. Of course.
I mute myself when I'm trying to say something. Crusader, when you find that, hit me over the head with something. Make sure that we talk about it, because that sounds like something interesting to bring up tonight.
I'll throw a Pringles can your way.
Yeah, 2 or 3 should do. All right, guys. I don't want to go off in the weeds too far. And by the way, for those of you that don't know that might be tuning in for the first time, I have these headphones. I still have to update something, but I have a latency in hearing myself when I talk. And it makes me stutter like a motherfucker. It drives me nuts.
You're doing good if you got that going on, and that is hard to deal with.
It kills me. So I'm like adjusting the volume as I talk to try to fix it, and it's a pain in the ass. All right. So yeah, I need a whole new setup, to be honest, but that's in the future. So where were we? We had the truck thing. I want to go back to that really quick. We are on this article. I'm kind of bouncing around, but it all kind of applies. Anyway, I'm going to pop this in the chat for you guys, the live chat, if you want to check out this article regarding the lithium. Let me just move that over here. Go to comments. Drop that in the live chat. You guys can check out that article if you want to know more.
And be sure to pay attention because this is from the World Economic Forum.
Right.
So there's something I want to say, but I don't want to say it because we're going to go off in the weeds, and I don't want to make waffles tonight.
Don't do it. No waffles.
No, I'm full. I don't need any more food.
No, we're staying on topic.
All right. So back to this article here regarding the trucks. Where were we? We're about here, 50%. All right. So we are cutting emissions by nearly 50% by 2045, according to an agency press release. The agency's rule is intended to push truckers to phase out diesel-powered vehicles. Let's just get rid of them altogether, shall we? That sounds brilliant. By 2045, again, where's the infrastructure? But I digress. And use electric vehicles. Here we go. All right. So if your head isn't spinning already, it starts now. Instead, however, the compliance costs associated with such rules could suffocate an industry that is not ready to transition to EVs. It's not. Period. Bottom line. That is my opinion, but we are not there at all. We are not even within the same decade of being ready for that.
Yeah,
but
see, now I can think of a handful of companies that could start, putting their foot in the water for the EVs. CR England, Swift, Walmart, of course.
Swift. Sure wish I finished training.
Swift. That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
You don't want to go down that hole.
I've seen some shit. Let's just say I've seen some shit.
Swift is lot lizard itself, but that's all I'm going to say on that. All right,
and
there we go. Let's finish. Let's finish this up.
Two or three more that can say, "Oh yeah, we're going to go to all these all electric vehicles and this and that and this and it's going to be great." It's like, okay, I have an article right here that says the weight of a 50 miles of range is going to require about 100 kilowatts of energy, which right now, as of get to the top here, April 11th of this year. Pretty sure I sent you this article, so I can do this. 50 miles of range is going to require 100 kilowatts of energy, kilowatts per hour of energy, which right now weighs 1,375 pounds. So let's digest this. 235 miles is going to weigh 6,600 pounds. The range that Elon Musk wants to range with his on the low end, which is I've heard from 300 to 500 miles. Either way, his technology is way more advanced than anyone else's. So take this with a grain of salt. But 350 miles is going to weigh 10,300 pounds. Now, to put this in perspective, a regular day cab double axle truck has two 60-gallon tanks. 120 gallons, but you really don't want to fill them up too much because you get to slosh them back and forth, plus your weight. It's nowhere near that.
Not going to happen.
Nowhere near that.
All right, let's finish up this article really quick here. Let me pop it up so I can see it. All right. It's an overreach that is indicative of this administration's tendency to set aside balance to achieve the goals of activists that they are politically aligned with. No shit. Mandy Agunasekera, a senior policy analyst for the Independent Women's Forum and former EPA chief of staff during the Trump administration, told the DCNF it's going to squeeze out mid-sized and smaller trucking companies because they're not going to be able to afford to purchase the new extremely expensive equipment required to continue what they do. In other words, here, I'll just tell you, I am an independent contractor, which means I find a company, they've got work. I say, hey, what do you got? They say, here's this, and I take it. Now, I don't run a rig. I just do an SUV. But if they start applying these laws further and further down, let me explain to you what that means. Everything gets delivered as an independent contractor. I have seen everything from, basic shit like legal paperwork from attorneys. I've seen seafood that has to be fresh. It's got to be shipped directly to restaurants. I've seen medical supplies. Some of them are controlled substances that have to be delivered that day. And that's just the SUV category. Now, if we move on to trucks that are delivering all of those items to those places for me to pick up, how do we deliver those things if the trucks aren't there to get them to us? You see what I'm saying? So this is a huge problem because it doesn't just affect the truckers. It affects the entire food chain. You screw with the truckers, you are shutting down life-saving medication. Maybe it's for seizures that your grandmother in the nursing home has, God forbid, but maybe she's in a nursing home. She needs seizure medication. It has to come from that truck, from that state, to get to this state, for me to pick it up, to deliver it to her same day. And now the regulations are making it so that truck can't run. So they shut down. They're out of business. How the fuck are the pharmacies getting the medication? That's a big deal. We're not just talking about, the crap you want from Walmart. We're talking about saving people's lives. Bottom line, because truckers are transporting medication as well. Some of you might be on medication prescriptions that you need to survive. And if those truckers are shut down, you're not getting your medication. So that's something to chew on. And that's a big deal because, like I said, I deal in that industry and I know what it's about. And if something goes wrong up the food chain, everybody's fucked on the way down.
I actually just thought of this since you brought up the pharmaceuticals and the food. The reefer units on those trucks or on those trailers, guess what they run off of?
They run diesel.
Run off of diesel.
That's
bottom line. Our entire societal infrastructure is based on high energy density. Like it or not, we built an entire civilization that comes from the power that you get out of oil. And unless you can come up with some kind of similar energy density source, it's just not going to work. Which is why California has all its rolling blackouts, because they're trying to have wind and solar power, and it's just not dense enough. You can't get enough power from enough infrastructure. So I don't believe any green environmentalist who's not in favor of nuclear power, because nuclear power is the only way that you're going to get the kind of energy density you need without throwing carbon in the atmosphere. Now, if eventually we develop fusion power, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Hopefully that we do that and my grandkids can experience a completely different world than ours, and that'd be great. But right now, not there. You simply, everything that you're talking about is exactly true, and is boiled down to energy density. You can't just replace stuff with you can't just replace high energy density sources with low energy density sources. It's not going to work. Like you said, people aren't going to get their medicine. People aren't going to get it. It's just not going to work. So it's just going to be, the real question is, when is it going to get so desperate that the people roll it back, right? Like right now, the politicians are responding to a small minority of people. The opinion poll of the day is, okay, we'll do this and we'll do that because that gets us elected. Okay. Well, when enough people have had enough because they're not getting the food they need or the medicine, and they vote for the actual politician that says, yeah, this isn't any good anymore, I guess that's when we'll see some change. But until something gets seriously broken, which I'm pretty sure we're all watching it starting to happen, that's what's going to change things.
Yeah, the cracks are definitely starting to form, and I'm just waiting for the entire tower to fall.
Yeah. Have you noticed one thing I just want to point out from humor value? Saying in the summertime when you have all those heat waves, like, oh my God, global warming. Have you noticed anybody saying anything about the winter storm?
No, they've been quite hush on it. But,
go on, sir. Please do go on.
I mean, we just had a cold snap here where we were down where like Celsius and Fahrenheit become almost the same. And I'm just like, I didn't hear that mentioned anywhere in the news. No, yeah, we have a cold snap in Western Canada. Yeah, no.
Oddly quiet. Also, Cookie Jar comments here, doesn't deliveries start with trains? Yes, trains, then trucks. But let me show this really quick. Actually, Jackal, I'm glad you brought that up. Here we go. Jackal actually looked that up for us ahead of time. So here you go. When we're looking at trains, yes, they do start most of those deliveries. So that is why the number is lower. But here we have the number for rail, okay, and in value as well, right next to it, okay. And then we have truck, all right. That is quite a big difference there. So yes, rail is essential. You could even say water, boats are essential. And air is next on the list. But at the very top, keep in mind that number there. If you shut down trucks, that is that number there in millions of dollars not being delivered. And that is, again, medication, food, electronics, everything you can think of. Without the trucks, it's not getting to you. So even though, let's say it starts with rail, that's fine. But it's not going to get to you without the trucks. So
that is super interesting. Whoever found that, thanks. Because what that shows is that the boats and the ships, I should say, and the trains, they're all along the trunks, the main lines, getting stuff to where it goes. But then to have it all branch out to actually get to where it needs to go, you need your trucks. Very interesting graph. Thanks, whoever brought that up.
That actually that reminds me when the
that was Jackal the Emperor that brought that up.
Good old Jackal. Yep. When that,
and I'm going to throw that in the excuse me, Jimmy, 1 second. I'm going to throw that in live chat for you guys so you can check that out as well. It's bts.gov. So it's a government website that shows you that information. Just FYI there. Jimmy, what were you saying?
That reminds me that first time, what was about 4 or 5 months ago during the big old shutdown of that the shipping yard in California. And certain things were being delivered, but we just didn't have the trucks. Point proven. Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ship all you want all over the world with your ships and all the cargoes and all that. As soon as if you don't have the trucks, you're screwed. Unless you live along the rail yard. And around my area, we don't ship shipping containers. We do coal and closed containers.
Right.
And we don't have any stuff.
No shit. All right. We can get into some other stuff now. We've covered the trucks. I think I'm going to move on from that. Our brother in the north here, he knows a lot about some stuff going on with gun control, if you can call it that. I would call it gun confiscation. Unchained Skid, I'm going to go into a break here for a minute, but I want to talk to you about that. So what do you know? And we'll dive deeper after the break. But what do you know about Canada and what they're doing right now with the gun confiscation? We'll just be honest about what it is.
Well, so I'm a legal handgun and long gun owner, of course, member of military, and have served with law enforcement as well. So one of your more upstanding citizens, I would think. And completely law-abiding and fill out all my paperwork. And that's the funny thing is anybody who actually owns a handgun in Canada has super law-abiding because there's so many regulations on it, so many things that you have to do. So yeah, we're seeing a logical fallacy play out here, and it works well to get the people in the cities to vote. It's like I think everybody can agree that gun violence is a bad thing. You know, we don't want more gun violence. Who the hell wants that? We want our children to be safe. We want to be able to walk the street. Everybody can agree on that. So, I mean, how do we get there? Well, the thing that's going on up here is that you say, oh, there was just a gangland shooting that happened in the cities. It happened with handguns. We're going to make less handguns. What's the easiest way to make less handguns? Take them away from the legal handgun owners. So they can say that, oh, we're taking less handguns away. But that's a logical fallacy. That doesn't mean that you've taken handguns away from where the crimes are being committed. And so that's the short answer. We can talk more about this later. But we are seeing just another wedge issue being used to drive people apart to maintain political power that does nothing to help and actually hurts.
Yeah. And I can't think of one example, not one, which a criminal abided by gun laws. I just want to point that out really quick. Your local felon in chief is not following the laws and does not care about gun-free zones.
True enough.
I've gotten to the point now where, and this goes back to like 2012, I won't go somewhere that says it's a gun-free zone in this country, in the United States. I'll name an example. I don't know if they still do it, but Buffalo Wild Wings. I love buffalo wings, any kind of buffalo wings. The hotter, the better. Mind melting, not so fun the next day. Buffalo wings. But when Buffalo Wild Wings posted that fucking sign on the door that said, "This is a gun-free zone," I said, no, Wingstop. From here on out, fuck them. And I haven't gone to Buffalo Wild Wings in years now for that reason. Same thing. I can't think of any particular examples, but if I see that sign, no, I'm done. Because those are sitting targets, in my opinion. The criminal is going to go for soft targets, and an area that says no guns allowed is an invitation for somebody that has a gun that wants to do violence and doesn't care about the law. So that's my opinion. But on that note, we will go to a short break. We are coming up on 56 minutes. Going to keep this on the shorter end, but I do want to deep dive. Crusader Nate had some interesting stuff to check out about space and Earth cycles, global heating and cooling. So we'll look into that really quick. But before we do that, when we get back from break, I want to talk to Unchained Skid more about Canada and essentially what they're doing. We'll also talk about New Zealand and how bad that could be if governments around the world follow that trend, which they usually do. Once one country gets away with it, the other country says, we can probably get away with that too. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. In the meantime, top off your beers, empty your bladders, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks again to Billy Von Baum there. He does all of pop stuff. He does our stuff. It's fun as hell, man. If you haven't gone over to, this is criminal. His subscriber count is so fucking low right now. I had to slap you sons of bitches if I find out you're not subscribed. So You guys need to go over to Billy Von Baum. Also, check him out at BillyVonBaum.com. Love that dude. He does some hilarious shit. He does all the stuff you see on Terrence Pop, their show. He did Quantum of Soros, which was pretty good. If you haven't checked that out, you'll know what I mean when you watch it. Pretty fun stuff. Also, we have Chris Mitchell not backstage, but in the chat. I am the complete opposite of this guy. Not sure what you mean, but all right, cool. Chris, when are you going to come on? I have offered many a time and have yet to see you on the show, but I'd love to have you on. So if you're ever available, let me know. That is a knockoff Black Sabbath. That is not a knockoff Black Sabbath. That is a YouTube copyright-free song, sir. All right, we've got everybody back in the house. Where were we? I want to talk about Canada for a while, because what happens up north, if they can get away with it, is going to come down south. And that is a big problem. So, Unchained Skid, let's talk more about this. Let's do a deep dive on the gun issues up there, sir.
All right. Well, first of all, let's put a couple disclaimers in. So this is all offered in the spirit of spirited debate. I'm not criticizing any particular politician or particular administration. I'm just saying we should be allowed to debate policy. So we're going to debate some policy here. So the policy that's being considered right now is that all handguns right now in Canada, you can't buy, sell, or transfer them. And that hasn't been actually codified. That hasn't been passed into law yet. That's been done by an order in council. So that would be the equivalent for you guys for a presidential order. So no real democracy behind that. It just kind of happened. And the idea behind that is pretty smart, really, I think. You got to give you got to give them credit where credit is due. Anybody who owns a handgun still has it, but it's prevented anybody from getting one. And I think that it's the first step into making it so that people just won't have them eventually. You know, in the very, very longest game, 80 years from now, everybody's got a handgun will be dead. So that's that's the long game, I guess. And, you put whatever variation you want up to that. So not cool. It's definitely restricting how things go and with respect to handguns. But what's particularly egregious is that along with that bill that's being considered right now, there's an 11th hour amendment went into that to not only restrict how the handguns are used, but make prohibited a number of long rifles and shotguns, specifically semi-autos. They're trying to do this assault weapon thing. We're going to ban assault weapons, and the way they've defined, they got smarter. They've defined it as any semi-auto with magazine-fed center fire. So, yeah.
Now, what I want to ask you, I want to jump in there really quick. And this is my understanding. I'm familiar with a particular brand. It's called the Thompson centerfire rifle. It is a black powder rifle. It shoots, balls out of it. It's got the patch, the black powder, the whole thing. It is a centerfire rifle. You can change out the barrel to pretty much anything you want. That's what's awesome about Thompson. I am not promoting them. We are not sponsored by them. But Thompson Centerfire makes some awesome stuff. But that would essentially, based on what you're saying, that would outlaw black powder rifles. Am I mistaken there?
I don't know. I haven't looked into the legislation very deeply. And in fact, I don't think the people who wrote it have either. There's been quite a bit of debate in our House of Commons, equivalent of your Congress, about what's actually in this bill. And what seems to be kind of egregious is that it's poorly constructed and nobody really knows. Like there's definitions in there that don't really make sense, because overall the intent is just optical. It's like, okay, look how we're banning assault weapons. And the typical urban dweller who's never even touched a gun or been near one doesn't know what an assault weapon is. They just know they look bad and they're black and pointy, and just make sure that you don't have them anymore, and then everybody will be safe. And it's very narrow thinking, both from a legislative point of view and from a voter point of view. And for me as a libertarian, I'm just like, look, if if the majority of people really do want that, well, okay, I'll abide by that in a democratic situation. But I think what's happening here is there's a great deal of misinformation and misrepresentation, all in order to gain political favor. And I think that's what's really bad about all this, because it's do I think they're trying to disarm us for a nefarious purpose? Honestly, no. I mean, that might come out of it eventually, but no, I don't think so. What I think is it's just a way of dividing people up so that you can keep yourself in political power. It's that simple.
I mean, maybe it's a stretch for me to say this, but yeah, we're in the second half. I'm an hour in. Confiscation is the first step to, how do I say this, mass people deletion. All right. Once you can take away the people's right to defend and protect themselves from, I don't know, how do I say this, tyrannical government. I'll just say it. Once they no longer have that option, that opens the floor to some pretty nasty shit. Now, I do want to address this further because I'm not familiar with Kanakistan and their rules up there. All I know is that you guys don't have a constitution as we know it down here. So can you lay out for me, you don't have to go in serious depth, but I'm a, fuck yeah, America. I'm one of those guys. So I know my constitution, but I don't know shit about how your laws and your rights and all that work out. Because I don't know if you have First Amendment protections there the way we have it here. How does that lay out?
Wow, what an interesting topic. And so I'm not a constitutional scholar, but I am a student of history. So let me say, first of all, that you guys in the States should understand how amazing the American Constitution really is, right? You look back through like 5,000 years of recorded history, nowhere has anybody ever laid out such a cool way of running something than the American Constitution. If there was anything we in the West in general should be protecting, it's that whole idea. So I'll just state that as a Canadian looking in on that, going, wow, that's an amazing document, and we should really, really do what we can to keep that going. As far as what we're concerned here, so I can give you juxtapose that with what it looks like in other places. Yes, we have a constitution here. Without going into huge historical detail, 1867 was the British North America Act, which incorporated Canada. We didn't fight England off. We negotiated, and so there was an act of British Parliament that brought Canada into existence.
So now, essentially, let me stop you for a second, just so I understand this better. Are you essentially still then under British rule? Is that correct understanding?
Yes and no. So as of 1867, now we became our own country with our own constitution. So trying to get to answer your question, what happened in 1982, so fast forward a little bit, is the constitution was residing in England. We wanted to bring it back home. And so Prime Minister Mulroney tried to make that happen, and almost all the provinces and territories signed onto it, except for Quebec. So we actually are sitting in this limbo where the Constitution is kind of there, but it kind of isn't. And we have this Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which kind of applies and kind of doesn't. So there is actually in our Constitution, for the provinces that have signed it, there is nowhere in there enshrined property rights. There are no property rights in Canada, either to a gun or your house or your car or anything. So when push comes to shove, it's not really yours here.
So based on that, let's say, I'll just throw out an example. The government wants to throw in, I don't know, let's just go back to the old Wild West. Let's say the government up there wants to throw in a railway or maybe a government building, and they want to put it right on top of your house. Essentially, what you're saying there is you have absolutely no say in the matter. Am I correct there?
Well, I mean, no, you don't. When it comes right down to it, whatever they want to do is what they're going to do. And I think there's similar kind of precedent in the United States in terms of eminent domain and stuff like that.
Eminent domain, yeah.
But Yeah, when push comes to shove, I'm sure they'll offer you something for it, and they'll try and make it happen. And nowadays we have social media, and you could be posting stuff everywhere about this, that, and the other thing. It would be bad publicity and optics. But yeah, when it comes right down to it, no, you don't have property rights here.
That is, frankly, I have no better way to say it, but shitty.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's funny because a lot of these things, there's no secret to this. You can go look it up. It's just like, you can look up stuff about the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States, which is neither federal, not a reserve, not a bank. And you go to their website, they will tell you exactly what they're all about. They just won't tell you who their shareholders are. But I mean, it's all right there. It's just, as long as people can get their nachos and their beer and their sports ball, they just don't care. And
that's what I keep saying. They're compliant and they're complacent. As long as they have the iPhones, Netflix, and chill, they don't give a fuck about reality. The only time people change is when it directly affects them. Bottom line.
Yep. Yes. How's the old saying go? Give them bread and circuses, and there will be no revolts or whatever it is. Can't remember how it goes, but breads and circuses. You get the idea.
Yeah. I get you. So, Crusader, I want to bring you back on here. Okay. You were quick on that trigger for the unmute. So the article you brought up, how can we relate that back into government overreach? Because I want to keep it within the realm, but maybe this applies and I want to talk about it. So how does that article?
The article I shared in the private chat goes much larger, much further. We're talking galactic orbits. We're talking how the Earth, everybody knows that the Earth wobbles on its axis as it rotates, correct? Everybody understands that it is not a perfect, it's not a perfect circle orbit around the sun, right?
Some people think it's flat.
We can understand,
yes, I get you.
If we can understand that, now the Earth is going to rotate. I think, if I remember correctly, it alternates between 11 degrees and 22 degrees, and based on different time periods in its orbit around the sun, the Earth will be closer at some times and further away at other times. There's an article, the Milankovitch cycles, which that's basically what they talk about, and they've looked at I believe it's a 100,000 year cycle where the Earth will change its orbit slightly, just a little bit, to cause a variation in Earth's temperatures. This is going to cause either warming in some stages and some parts that face the sun, and then there's going to be other parts where it's going to get colder and uninhabitable without, let's say, chemical intervention, so to speak, thermodynamics, which means you're going to have to artificially create heat in one way, shape, or form. So what's going to happen is the Earth is moving in these cycles. We know roughly where we are in a cycle, but we don't have any recorded history that goes back 100,000 years. But what we can do is we can look at ice caps, we can look at soil sediments, we can look at other things like that. And what the cycle, what NASA's been learning about this, the orbital cycle around the sun, is another thing that's happened previously, and let's throw back to an old stream we did before about how the magnetic poles are shifting and changing. We did a stream a couple months back.
Interesting.
About
yeah. Crusader, I want to bring this up because I am a big believer in picture books. This image actually makes your point easier for people like me to understand, and I'm glad they put it there. If you look at the screen here, to those of you watching, there is this oval shit that goes on here, right? And I'm assuming at its
point of order, that's an ellipse, not an oval. I got a physics degree, man. I can't let that go.
I'm that fucking guy. All right.
I'm that guy.
At this point, it's hot. At this point, it's cold. Am I right in my thinking there?
Warmer and cooler, yes.
Okay. And it goes a 100,000 year cycle. So for all of you that are on the level of thinking that I am, and not at the level that our mad scientist Crusader Nate, evil genius Crusader Nate has, that's basically what he's saying. There's a hot cycle and a cool cycle, and then extends and contracts over 100,000 year cycle.
Well, imagine this. You guys, we've all been outside where we've gone out and stood in the sun.
Back to what
you
you're
feel
saying.
the radiating heat on you, right? Then you go into the shade and you feel cooler. You go away from where the heat is radiating on you directly from the sun. Same type of thing, just on a much larger scale, and we're talking the planet moving and shifting just a little bit further away. And that's just kind of just a larger version of what we experience on the ground here. But this is a longer time cycle, and then Skid's probably gonna be much better on the physics on this than I am. That's my weak point. But if you look at the Earth, actually will wobble and rotate, and if you have that perfect storm of the Earth wobbling out while it's in its further the extended orbit, so to speak, in layman's terms, the Earth on the cooler side is going to get much colder, which is going to cause more erratic climate changes, like in that nice little picture there. Skid, you want to jump in anytime here?
I'm so glad they put pictures, man. It makes sense. As you're talking and I'm zooming in on the pictures, I'm like, I got this. When we talk about this relating back to government overreach, go ahead. Unchained, what were you saying there?
I'm just saying there's many factors at work here, of which this is one, putatively. I mean, it takes a lot of study to figure out what's going on. I mean, on the one hand, is there in fact climate change? Is it really happening?
Right.
There's a lot of measurement problems with that, and maybe, I'm not saying no, I'm not saying yes, but then the next question is it anthropogenic? So maybe it is from one of these cycles, and that's just talking about orbital mechanics. Let's look at solar cycles and the way that the sun's output changes over time as well, which has a great effect on these kind of things. So to parse it all out, that's tough. And the problem is that the science now, I don't blame the scientists so much, but I blame who funds them. It's that you got to say the right thing to get the money, right? And so all of a sudden the impartiality is gone, and we're talking about very, very large expenditures of policy money, like either in terms of money spent or opportunity cost loss. And if we're not making a really good balanced judgment on what's the best way to proceed, we're just hurting ourselves. And so I'll just throw in a thing here for Bjorn Lomborg's book on the skeptical environmentalist. If anybody really wants to dig into climate change and what we can really do about it, as opposed to just kind of waving our arms and going down the road, then you should read that kind of thing, because there's a guy who really knows what the hell he's talking about. But yeah, I guess all I was just going to say is that's one factor of many, because it's a very complicated issue. And what the humans do to actually mitigate whatever, and where is the best place to spend the money to mitigate and have the best quality of life. Not necessarily electric cars. Now, I'm not saying it's not, but I mean, we need a much better look at it than just
knee-jerk reaction is what I'm saying. Crusader, what were you saying there?
Well, let's look at it this way. The oldest form of writing that we have, the oldest recorded documentation we have of the human species, goes back to Mesopotamia, ancient Sumeria, and that's about 10,000 years ago. Okay, that's only about 10% of one of these cycles. Take that into consideration. The stuff that we are aware of, and what we have learned since 10,000 years ago, recorded history as humans, that's only 10% of this entire cycle going on. And this cycle is one of probably, I'd always like to throw it back to the M theory and quantum mechanics. I mean, there's 14 different dimensions. This is only one of the 14 different dimensions. Are humans contributing to carbon in our environment? Yeah, we are. Is it a measurable amount that will actually destroy our climate prior to one of these cycles? That's kind of an arrogant thought if we think we're that important to do something that major to this rock.
Yeah.
We're not that big of a problem on this planet yet.
Well, and the funny thing is, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm old enough to remember when they were warning us about the upcoming ice ages.
Oh, I remember that.
That was the big thing in the 70s and the early 80s. It's like, oh, we better get ready because we have an oncoming ice age here and we're going to have to deal with it. No, I'm not sure what happened with that, but whatever.
Yeah, that's climate change now. You can't say ice age is climate change.
Yeah. Well, back in the early 80s, they were talking about ice ages and they were talking about the ozone layer depleting to the point where people are going to have to learn to work and live and to play and do things at night because any kind of solar exposure will burn your skin beyond belief. I remember that as a kid.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's always been whatever'll sell the news, right? Whatever is going to get people as panicked as possible. I mean, that's I was talking about this with Pop the other day. Is just like that's the problem with wanting to be informed. You are constantly barraged by things trying to get your attention just for the outrage of it, and it's so hard to sift through it and go, okay, well, where's the real data in here? But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's always been about what gets the eyes on the newspaper in that day, and the internet article in this day.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny thing is, a meme that popped up on my Facebook feed there, Skid, that fits this perfectly. It says, "My desire to be well informed is currently in deep conflict with my need to stay sane."
Yes, that's beautiful, man.
Whoever wrote that.
You got a link. Gentlemen, send me that one. I want to see that one. That's perfect.
Gentlemen, first of all, I'm gonna cut you out for a second. First of all, thank you, huge thank you to Unchained Skid for coming on tonight. We're not done yet, but also huge thank you to Crusader Nate. These guys make me feel like, well, let's just say when they're talking, whoo. Good shit, guys. I very much appreciate your input because, fuck yeah, and you guys have studied this stuff. I appreciate it. But we have in the backstage right now another heavy hitter in the community. This is the first time he's been on our stream as well. We have a surprise guest, Chris Mitchell. No shit. Chris, how are you doing this evening?
Great. I just got my Billy Von Baum mug in the mail today. Waiting for me when I got home, so I decided to have a cup of coffee in that and drink the, porn star tears out of it. And it's fantastic. So thank you, Billy. But what I was saying about being the complete opposite of that guy, it was actually Skid. Because, as you know, I'm not a legal gun owner. Never going to be. Not in this country. And what they're doing is exactly trying to copy places like New Zealand, Great Britain, things like that, because they know that once they take away firearms from people, like the local citizens, because it's never going to affect crime rate. Never.
Yeah. No.
Especially when you make all of those legal gun owners criminals.
Yeah.
Right? Crime rate has to go up then because everybody's a fucking criminal.
Yeah. Only the criminals have guns.
That's right. Well, it's never going to affect crime because it's not based on logic.
When did the UK ban personal possession of firearms? Wasn't it like 6 or 8 years ago?
No, way longer than that.
Way longer than that.
Well, no, like they had actually went into effect. Like people could not own guns because, like the last time when private ownership of firearms happened, once they basically eliminated that, stabbings and
went through the fucking roof.
Over 700% increase.
Only 700%.
And you know how bad it's gotten there now? You can't buy knives.
Yeah.
If you order a knife from Amazon, it has to go to your fucking local police station.
Yeah, and I'm not the expert here. I know a guy that lives over there that knows a lot more. I know a few guys that live over there, but let's talk about immigration for a second. Talking about government overreach.
Well.
Yeah, the immigration policies in the UK. Let's just talk about, how do I say this politely?
They don't have any?
I don't know how to say this other than Urka Durka has moved into their country in great numbers. The crime rates are going up because of that, and they're not allowed to defend themselves against it. That is by design.
The entire the UK for the first time in history is now a Christianity minority due to their immigration policies, and I'm pretty sure we pretty much lump in most of all of Western Europe and like Western Central Europe, like let's just say all of Europe, because I mean because the whole EU thing doesn't seem to be working out too good for everybody over there. In my opinion. I'm no expert. I just see what I see.
And, that happened in the mid 80s to early 80s, I believe, was when they started the mass migration of East Indians, Pakistanians, things like that. Right now, actually, the video I watched was probably 20 years old. There are entire communities where white people cannot walk the street.
Nope.
Because they will be either harassed, and the police will actually escort them out of the fucking area because the other people are upset that they're there. It's their fucking country.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
On that note, let me give you my theory, my opinion. I have to say that because I cannot confirm nor deny this. But this is a Red Pill channel, so I may as well bring this up. When we talk about government overreach, or in this case, underreach, securing borders. So let's talk about the United States really quick. In the United States, you have a border crisis to the point where the state of Arizona is trying to use shipping containers to build their own walls since a certain administration refuses to. Now, how do I tie that back into Red Pill and don't get married? I can do it. I'm going to do it now. I think I've talked about this in the last episode. The marriage rate in this country is collapsing drastically. The birth rate in this country is also collapsing with it. Men are getting smart to the game, and they're realizing there is no benefit to them in getting married or having kids. It's a liability to do both. Exponentially so if you do both. So a lot of men are checking out. You can go just let's guys that are watching tonight, just for fun, go on Instagram, go to the comment section of the thoughts that are everywhere on the internet, right? And check out the comments. You're going to see a lot more Red Pill guys coming out talking shit instead of simping. Now, simps, they still deserve a slap across the face, but there's a lot of men waking up. That's the point. The government is getting wise to this. They realize the shitstorm they've created. Again, government overreach, surprise, shocker, no fault divorce. We are now in an overcorrection period where they decided, oh, no fault divorce is a good idea. It's backfired because now all a woman has to say is, I'm not happy. And boom. The man loses half of his shit. He's stuck with alimony, child support, God knows what else. He loses his dog, his car, his house, his sanity, if not his life at the most extreme. But, and that's a choice, unfortunately, men that make divorce decisions, they tend to check out after that when they lose their kids and such. I won't get into statistics there, but you get where I'm going. The government's wise to it. So why do I bring up the border crisis? Well, if you'll notice who they're letting in and who they're not, they're not letting in Cubans, for example, that are heavily Catholic, but they don't care about everybody else that'll vote for the left. Well, here's the thing. I saw a comment come up on the screen. Let me see what that said. Simps are just guys who haven't been fucked over in divorce court yet. Absolutely. Billy Von Baum, you're correct. But getting back to the border thing, why are they just letting everybody come in? It's replacement. They realize that the westernized men that are waking up to the reality of the grim situation before them, which, by the way, the degeneracy of modern women was also created, incentivized, and bought and paid for. These women are promoted in algorithms to promote slut culture. That's banned. Here we go. They know this. You look at the average girl, the girl next door 20 years ago, and you might have a chance, maybe 20 years ago. Today, the girl next door has some social media account where she's spreading ass for dollar signs, right? They're aware of this. And in turn, the government has says, well, the educated male in our country is no longer going to engage. They're checking out of marriage. They're checking out of having children. They're checking out of the workforce. So we will get people from overseas or from other countries to come in and replace those workers, replace those families, and keep the corporate wage slave system intact. That is how I tie this all back into Red Pill. They know what they're doing. They fucked up badly with Western cultures, Western women, and they're overcorrecting by letting all these foreigners come into their country that will just accept the handouts that are given to them for the vote. Anyway, that is my 2 cents. Gentlemen, the floor is now yours. Whoever wants to add to that or change topic.
If I can go quickly first there before I leave, because I have to go up and cook my own food here.
The floor is yours.
When it comes to that, the biggest question you have to ask yourself, when has the government, a first world government, done anything that has actually freed or benefited the people that are from said country? When was the last time you've seen that? Because I haven't seen it. Not in my fucking lifetime.
We'll be here a while.
Yeah, we're going to be here a while.
I'm a history buff, and I have yet to find any instance like that. Anytime you have an old world power, for instance, they will always opt to tell you what you want to hear when they want you to favor them so they can take power. Once their power is firmly rooted into the community, into the civilization itself, then their real agenda starts to come into play, and it always turns out to be no better than the last guy, which was total dictatorship.
That's absolutely. And, me as a kid here in Canada, we get to feel the full effects of what's going on. Now, whether Skid considers himself a conservative or liberal, whatever the case may be, doesn't matter. They're all following the same fucking agenda. We have a conservative now who talks a good game, yet he is not going to do a fucking thing to reverse anything Justin Trudeau and his liberal government has done if he had complete power tomorrow. Not a thing. The agenda is going to move forward, and it doesn't matter who you're voting in. And the same shit happens in every country.
That sounds like something very familiar that has been going on down here.
It's like they do this throughout history and expect us not to notice.
It's not like the past, 16 plus years, shit hasn't been escalating. People get elected, and then some people get selected. Like, oh, we're going to change the thing. We're going to make everything better. And then all of a sudden it all goes to shit.
Yeah. And if you ask them the next day after they're elected in or selected in, when are you going to imply all these things? Oh, well, we this takes time. We can't do it right away. But I can do all kinds of shit to make things worse overnight.
Yep.
Can't do anything to improve anything, though. Sorry about your luck. Better luck next year.
Yep. Shut up and pay taxes.
That's right. Actually, so I unfortunately pulled my fucking number out of the game.
To bring up another post that I saw today, the White House actually put out a post. This is satire, just to put this out there.
Just to make sure everybody gets that. Yeah. You need
to public awareness.
Allegedly.
Also, I'm going to pause all of you guys for half a second. In the live chat, I have posted a link to Chris Mitchell's channel. Go on over to that channel right now and hit subscribe. Help a brother out there. Much appreciated, guys. Give him a subscribe, watch his shit, like his shit. So there you go. All right, back to Jimmy now. I'll shut up.
But again, satirical post from whitehouse.gov. We hate all of you. We just hate the unpoked even more. Fuck you. Pay your taxes.
Yeah, sounds about right. See,
correct.
Yeah, there's a starving transgender Ukrainians that need our money more than the homeless veterans.
$45 billion, by the way.
What?
No, it's $100 billion now.
It's $110 billion.
Sorry, I guess it went up by 10.
The stupid fucking omnibus bill gave $7 billion more than what the dictator in chief wanted to give the last time.
Now, here is an example of more government overreach, because that's the topic tonight. When you elect your representatives, your senators, your members of Congress, you essentially, here's the thing, a lot of Americans don't understand this. They think, well, I didn't say I wanted money sent over to Ukraine. Well, did you elect Joe Schmo that said, that's a great idea? Probably. What happens is you go to vote for your elected representative, and that representative stays after the straw poll election to get elected as delegate, whatever, so forth and so on. They end up representing the state. Their views and opinions then end up representing the entire state. So just because you said, yeah, this Ukraine thing might be, how do I say this, YouTube friendly? Bullshit. I'm terrible at this shit. But hang on. Here's the point. Your elected representatives say whatever the fuck they want once they're elected. So that includes both parties. Let's be fair. It's not just Democrats. Your Republicans in name only, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, are doing the same bullshit. They get elected because, they're going to all vote red this time and we're going to do the same shit. It's just up the ass with a new device. That's what they're doing to you. So that money that went over to Ukraine, you voted for it, whether you voted left or right, because they agreed. Who leads the House and Senate right now? Yet $45 billion still went over there? Think about it. You're being fucked on both sides, period. So when you have a representative government, hang on 2 seconds and I'll shut up. When you have a representative government, the problem is you voted to fuck yourself with whatever device they wanted to use today, right up your keister. So anyway, I'll shut up now.
Well, I got a question for Skid, because he's here in Canada. What part of Canada are you in again, buddy?
That's funny. I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm from Alberta.
Oh, I'm in BC.
Okay, close enough. There you go.
Are you still in Alberta?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Edmonton.
So Alberta might stay separate from this whole gun confiscation thing, and you're right, that's what you want to call it. But personal favor to you, as a fellow Canadian, if you are considering turning over your guns, please send them to me first, and I'll do it for you. I swear I will do it for you. I will take it to the milking smeltery where the police will take it.
Well, it's funny you say that. So, of course, like I say, a complete law-abiding citizen, and I recommend the same to everybody else. Do not make the eye come and look at you. We can do what we need to do, keep our freedom, but we'll be law-abiding the entire way. The government has way more power than we ever will, so let's follow the law. So that being said, if it does come down to that, I have a lot of friends in the States, and I'm even thinking about emigrating at some point, perhaps. So all of my weapons will end up in the States for sure. Either I'll just give them to my friends and transfer them, and then get them later on when I move down, or I just give it to them straight out if I'm staying here, because I'm not going to do anything against the law, but they're not getting them either. So I'll just transfer them out and give them to my buddies who can use them down there. It's that simple.
There you go.
He's no good. He's no good. Not a good friend to have here in Canada. But if you know other people, they can send me their.
Well, allegedly. Allegedly.
We will. There's always been times in history when things have gotten interesting, and men of good conscience have always got together to deal with it, one way or the other. And I do not advocate for any violent action or not following the law, but I do very much advocate for gentlemen getting together of a like mind to help each other out and form communities for sure.
Yeah. I haven't seen anywhere in history where that's actually helped.
Oh, you'd be
Like
surprised.
peaceful protest, you might as well do nothing in my book. I've never seen a dictator give up power because you said something.
If I can rebut really carefully with a modern example, and Rhino, I'll only take like
no. I just want to point this out before you say anything. In the top right of the screen, you have safe Kanakistan. In the bottom left, you have spicy Kanakistan. Just point that out.
I just know who's watching, and they can see my face, Chris. Anyway, so
anyway, I don't hide. I just don't have it on all the time. Sorry.
Of course. Anyway, so what I would say is that, of course, you've been up here, and everybody in the Western world has been experiencing some massive overreach over the cerveza sickness and the restrictions and the medicines that have gone along with that. Now, as you well know, we've had a government up here that has enacted all kinds of executive power, limiting personal freedoms and liberties with no votes whatsoever. It was all done by orders in council, which is, again, for American buddies, is equivalent of presidential orders. And it just happened. And that was going on for well over 2 years until a bunch of guys with trucks decided to go and park in downtown Ottawa. Now, they had bouncy castles. They never fired a shot. They never did anything. They just honked their horns and drove people nuts. And it's like, okay, was that a peaceful protest? Yes, I would say it is, despite everything they say in the news about the racists and this, that, and the other thing, and the misogynists and the crazy people who have the wrong views. No, I think these guys, all they were saying was, hey, can we at least talk about this before you keep just doing shit just because you think that it's the right idea?
And what was the response, though?
The response is that things started changing.
Went to fucking Tofino to go fucking surfing.
Sure, in the short
term. That's how much he gave two fuck.
But look at where you are now, right? Like, all those restrictions started coming off because that happened. They knew they couldn't keep a lid on it any longer. I would say that these things do have an effect. They may not have the immediate proximate effect that you want, but they do have an effect. They are paying attention, and I would be surprised. If this firearm legislation goes through the way they want it to. And the reason why I say that is because they're losing support from the periphery. Now, it's one thing to make people in Toronto happy, and for our American buddies, Toronto is like LA. It's as they think the same way. They're all very insular, urban, and they don't even consider it as any other part of the world. So you might say, well, okay, we're going to get rid of all these guns because it makes the people in Toronto happy. Now, that is only contingent on the people around there not really caring. But the problem now is the people around are caring. It's not just us crazy Westerners out here. It's the people in rural Canada who use these guns for their livelihood, for hunting, and then add in the people from the Indian reservations who are going, you can't make this illegal. I use this to do my hunting on our land, and so they're losing support because they've reached too far. And I do think, I'm not ready to give up on everything yet. I think there really is a place for us to make our voices known. I think one of the bigger problems is with the internet and social media and all this stuff is you get the impression that these leftists have all this power and that they're the biggest voice. Well, yeah, they're the loudest, but there's this many people. There's a whole bunch of us who think the same way this way, but we're not saying anything. We don't do anything. And I think there is a place for us to get out there and say what needs to happen and let people know that there is a vast silent majority here who thinks this is going down the wrong way and it needs to change. And I'm not ready to give up on that just yet.
Okay. Well, hey, if you believe there's something worth salvaging, I support that idea. I mean, up until probably last year, I believe there was something worth salvaging. But at the same time, if you look at the rabbit hole we're going down and the people that are in charge, every fucking one of them are on the same agenda is going to get played no matter what. You might have lesser opposition, like people who are not running for prime minister here right now, who are kicking up a stink about gun ownership, right? And saying this doesn't make sense. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's nothing but a confiscation. You're turning us into Nazi Germany. But the people at the top the ones whose voices will matter because most likely they have a chance of winning, they're not saying boo because they've been told you follow the agenda if you win. Plain and simple.
Crusader, you wanted to say something there?
Well, we'll add a few little. I don't need the full floor here.
Too bad.
Chris asked a question earlier. Name the last time we saw somebody, walk away from power. George Washington, March 4th, 1797.
Was he
walked
a
away
dictator?
from the presidency. So it's
no, a dictator. A dictator who has just given up power because people said something and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Oh no. He wanted to walk away from the presidency because he didn't want to die in office and let people think that the presidency was an appointment for life. Right. That's why he resigned. That's why he walked away, and he set the standard here in the States. Yeah. That's point number one. Going back to
George
one
Washington.
Of your original points. George Washington.
Well, George Washington, like one of the fucking founders.
Yeah. He was a founding father.
So the
kind of founder, as it were. But
He was the founding father, the general in the Continental Army, and he was the first president under the Constitution. And we did have presidents before we had the Constitution.
Right.
The biggest balls award goes to.
Yeah, the first guy in office. Way back. You've gone a long way.
You name another guy that is looking at his troops that are freezing to death, have no winter clothing. It is Christmas Eve, and he looks across the river and says, "You know what?
Let's go fight.
We're going to go fuck some shit up," and fuck some shit up they did.
I want to point this out. I'm going to point this out really quick. This is an American history study here really quick. I'm just going to run you through it really quick. So in December 1913, the Federal Reserve was created on a out of session on a private island. They voted to create the Federal Reserve. It was illegally done, and we accepted it. Moving on further down the line, you have rules that Nixon administration removes the gold back from the dollar. So our currency is now a fiat currency. This is how this works. It's slowly rolled out. Now you have little snippets of things like, did you smoke some weed sometime? Or did you say you had depression? You don't get gun rights. Were you accused? Of domestic violence? Sorry, no gun rights for you. I forget the part in the Constitution. Bear with me if I'm wrong. I forget the part where it says, unless we say so. I believe shall not be infringed was a pretty clear read there. But again, my point to saying this is that, yes, did we found a great country with great principles, great ideas? Yes. But in the last few years, especially, the Patriot Act invading your privacy, reading your text, reading your Facebook, reading whatever, the Twitter files recently, the FBI paid millions of dollars to censor certain views. I'm telling you, the problem is with government overreach, they start slow and it's like a curve like this. It amplifies. We're at the point right now. Yeah, sure. The last 200 years, it's been a steady incline of bullshit. Right now, we're here. We're in that spike because now our Constitution as it stands in this country is fucking Swiss cheese. Second Amendment rights, if we say so. First Amendment rights, if we say so. Fifth Amendment rights, if we say so. Warrantless searches and seizures. I'm sorry. No knock raids. What the fuck is left? You keep going. The only one that should have been repealed is the 19th. But I digress. Some of you'll get that.
I'll drink.
Before I go, I'll have to say thanks for having me on, guys, and having a conversation. But it's a snowball that's been rolling downhill, and now we are at maximum velocity all over this planet right now. There are first world countries that look closer to Nazi Germany as full-on fucking dictatorship than we have ever seen in the history of man.
And I know you have to check out, but we have a segue here because you said that. I'll present it now. Hang on. If you have to go, you have to go, but I'm going to show it now.
pissed now that I'm not up there.
Gotcha.
Secure, Chris.
What is this?
This is New Zealand. If you need to watch in the background, that is fine, sir. All right. So we have, I'm going to pop this up so you guys can read it, and I'm going to read it to you. New Zealand becoming police state. All right. New Zealand.
I mean, I would have to say, point this out. This is from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they've steamrolled ahead a few steps.
I've posted the link to this article in the description, but we'll go through it really quick. When Chris was talking about this being global, I absolutely agree. You know, I guess if you're an optimist, you believe your country is doing your thing for your people. But let's be honest, they fly their private planes to private meetings to sort out a global agenda, and that's just how it is. Your country, your elected officials don't listen to you. They listen to whatever the global plan is, and that's a conspiracy theory. But
sometimes they fly them to private islands and do
certain private
things.
islands. Yeah.
Right.
And certain people didn't off themselves, but I digress. So, New Zealand, land of the long white cloud, has evolved into a police state overnight amid the fallout of COVID-19. Again, oh shit, I said it. If we're banned, I'm.
You'll just get the regular old goof.
Hold on,
label.
Susan.
You'll be all right.
Susan and the liberals of YouTube. I am reading an article from themadtruther.com. So don't shoot the messenger, okay?
That is
with
2
people
years
now
old
being
also.
encouraged to dob in fellow Kiwis to flout lockdown rules, while slow to apprehend COOF, initially taking nonsensical measures such as banning travel from Iran while allowing travel from Italy unabated. The New Zealand government quickly changed tack and announced it was implementing a 4-tier threat level to deal with the COOF. It wasn't long after this that the government gave New Zealanders a 2-day period for everyone to tie up loose ends and prepare for what is essentially nationwide lockdown. And I can go on. This article is a bit long. You know what? Unchained Skid, you were bringing up New Zealand and some of the new stuff. So let's jump 2 years into the future from this article. What are you hearing about New Zealand today?
I was just seeing that in the Citizen Free Press there. Yeah, just how they're encouraged. They've got new government booklets being released, they say. So I'm just reading it. New Zealand government booklets being released telling the public that if they suspect their friends or family are opposing government policies, including cerveza sickness measures, they should be reported as terrorists. And I'm just like,
oh, that doesn't sound like Nazi Germany at all.
I sent you that link, Rhino. It should be. I can send it again if you want.
Please do in the private chat.
I'll just fire that off to you. But yeah, it's just like, holy cow! Like when you start getting kids to turn in their parents and neighbors to turn in neighbors and stuff like that. We're in Stasi East Germany, man. Yep. Like it's and I've got friends who came out of the Eastern Bloc and they're like, what the hell is going on here? Yep. So there are some aspects to this. This is no fun, and we definitely have to kind of not let this go any further. But holy mackerel, like the part of the problem I think is educating the normies out there, the normal people, to go, look, you realize this is going on and this is not good, and you should be starting to be a little bit concerned as opposed to just carrying on as long as I've got whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. It's pretty spooky when you want neighbors to turn in neighbors, man.
Well, they did that here in BC. They did that. They were like, hey, your neighbor is having a party with more than 6 people, turn them in, we'll come arrest them.
Oh, I remember that. That was even happening here, for God's sake. That was one of the reasons Jason Kenney's gone now, man.
Yep. That happened. That also happened in, the liberal cities.
Yeah.
Where they were like hardcore locking down, like New York City. That was granted a naval hospital ship, yet didn't see a single fucking patient. Why is that?
Yeah.
So let's
so strange.
I don't know if you're going to hear audio or not. If you don't hear audio, please let me know and I will correct the issue. Let's give it a shot though. Let's play this clip.
No audio.
Nope.
No audio.
No audio. No audio from anybody. So we're going to
Nope.
close that really quick. And I'm going to actually remove it from the stream completely. And I'm going to work in the background. Anybody wants to pop in here, please do. And I'm going to get this fixed.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people talking, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of us that were paying attention to it. I mean, myself, when the thing first started coming out, I mean, yeah, I was freaked out. I was seeing all this stuff from China saying, oh, all these people are falling down dead on the spot and all this and that. And then I started getting the information saying, oh, this is like the cold and flu-like symptoms and this and that.
Hold on.
And it's like, okay, yeah, we'll let it play.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Sorry, I fucked up there.
But going back to what the guys were saying, in New York City, when they were doing their soft and moderate lockdowns, their orange and red and green scale, whatever the fuck they were doing, there was a guy, I can't remember who's live streaming it on Instagram, Facebook. Someone was live streaming it. But seriously, a block away was the good zone where you could open up your business. Everything was all kosher, hunky dory, all this and that.
Don't use the word kosher.
That'll be another point that I would want to talk about, but don't
go there. Don't go there.
But,
no.
But a block down, a guy wanted to open up his restaurant or business or whatever it was. And you're telling me that elicited the response of, I want to say 15 to 20 cops.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, I got to interject.
In front of his business and pushing.
I'm going to interject.
Away. Oh.
Yeah, I know your point, but meanwhile, Home Depot, Office Max, Walmart, Target. Am I missing any? Oh, wait. Anything that was corporate owned was fine. Yeah. But if you were a small mom and pop shop, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. The woman that was selling her merchandise on Facebook Live.
Holy shit.
Her business, she was the only person in her business. Only person.
Yeah.
Closed. The doors were locked.
No
Facebook
shit.
Live. Here's what I have. Here's the price. Here's what I have. Here's the price. Here's what I have. Here's the price.
What the fuck?
I will send it to you.
Yeah. No, I want to see that.
Well, guys, don't you realize this was the smartest virus on Earth?
Oh, yeah. No, it only affected you standing up.
Yeah, it knew height, temperature, time, place.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most advanced virus out there.
Yeah, apparently one of the scientific releases was that the thing affected tall people the most. I'm 6'5" and I haven't been sick in 3 years.
Jesus.
Well, other than brown bottle sick.
That's every other day.
Yeah, the Walt Disney sickness. Yeah,
that's every day for the Jimmy Stir.
Well, about 6 years ago, I worked on. I was working for a research firm, and we were tasked with a bunch of different potential scenarios. The company I worked for, they were looking at worst case scenario, biohazard complications. And we were all, I think there was 35 or 36 of us on the research team. We were all basically asked to draft up a worst case scenario. And I put together a basically explain how situations like this would occur, and I laid out the perfect storm, so to speak, for why pestis to actually technically antibiotic resistant why pestis to ravage the globe. And let's just say it was kind of eerie to see how the past and all of that lined up with a lot of the other stuff that myself and a lot of other researchers wrote up. It's almost as if somebody was asking questions of, if you were to do it, how would you do it? So it's kind of frightening being on the back end in research and seeing what goes on the back end like that. But that also references back to what Skid was saying earlier, that research is basically bought and paid for. And I can say that because I was a researcher, and there are many times I was instructed to have a specified outcome in research, no matter what the evidence stated.
Well, you look at the history of leaded gas. They had entire teams of doctors, researchers, specialists, experts that all went for it. Said leaded gas was okay. There's no harm to leaded gas. We found out later, not quite. Not quite. But they still line the fuck up. You think you can't buy a doctor or a scientist or a researcher? I mean, you're kidding yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking joke. Everybody can
I
be
wanted to
bought
point
and
this
paid
out.
for it.
I want to point this out really quick. Thumper, I did get your email earlier. I am not, I'll just be forthcoming here. I am not good with condolences. Never have been. I'm the awkward guy at the funeral. I'll openly admit it. I just am not good with that. I am fucking sorry, dude, that you lost another friend to this. And yeah, we know what was in common, and it's some bullshit. I think Pop and Blake are far more suited to answer your question than I am regarding genders and relation to succumbing to certain pokes. But essentially, I'll break it down for you. It seems, and I can't confirm nor deny, this is strictly an opinion at this point, it seems a lot more men are being affected by this than women. That is only a speculation at this time. I have no data to back that, but it would be interesting to see how that data pans out. Essentially, a certain poke is becoming fatal to certain genders. That's all I'm going to say for now. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a correlation there.
There's a couple of thoughts on that.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
Yeah, before I pop,
Floor's yours.
there's a couple of thoughts on that you can't help but to see the relation there. But the whole virus thing wasn't actually the one used to do any harm. It was the poke and smoke that was actually initially the bioweapon.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
I would agree.
But anyway, Jeff, I'm going to jump off, and I'll be listening in the background.
Have a good
All
one,
right,
Chris. We'll
sounds
talk
good,
later.
man.
Yeah,
Thank
care,
you,
Chris.
Thank you so much for coming on. You are welcome anytime, sir.
Okay, great, guys.
All right, cool. All right, we might wrap this one up here in the next few minutes. Unchained Skid, thank you so much for coming on. And Jackal, we haven't heard much from you. I know you wanted to pipe in regarding the last thing I said. What was your thought there, sir?
Well, if you, I'm pretty sure you guys saw that first bullshit report that I had put together with OBS, that one with the gameplay of 7 Days to Die with the Darkness Falls mod, the one where I was flying around shooting at succubi, chasing me around, throwing fireballs at me. I brought up it was, of course, I know this is a cartoon. We're talking about real life here, but there was a cartoon that was published it was a couple years ago. And the premise of the story was that a virus by the designation MK virus, which stood for man killer virus, was released, and it became an epidemic, and it killed about 99.5% of men across the world, and only about, I'll say, I just give it a handful of men were alive to survive it, because they were put in not cryogenic stasis, but something of the sort. And the series ended with the group that was followed around, and they were the protagonist of the group, especially particular one guy who had traced it back that it was man-made. It was a man-made virus created by an underground organization of only women scientists that had wanted to do this. They intentionally did this.
To keep it short and sweet, sounds like a case of life imitating art there. Gentlemen, is there, before we head out, and I might have to actually do an after show for anybody willing to stick around. If you know what that means, it's going to change a little bit. We'll roll credits and actually do a brief after show. So anybody wants to stick around for the waffling, then that is a new idea I'm rolling with. But before we go, is there any other topics pressing on your mind tonight regarding government overreach, anything that's going on local to you or just in general globally? Anybody want to bring up anything else before we roll out?
I do, but I want to go last. So anybody else, you go ahead first.
Jimmy loves blue waffles.
Are you sure they're not pink swirled waffles?
The blueberry waffles from Jimmy's Waffles Emporium are the best.
By the way, I just threw him in there. We have Thumper the Sweaty Fat Man on tonight. Another reason we might be doing an after show. But yeah, welcome, Thumper. How are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Just working on the house and getting things done.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Building my walls into bulletproof walls. It's going to be awesome.
Bulletproof walls.
Nice.
That's the way to go. All right. Anybody else have anything to jump in? I see you. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jimmy. Unchained Skid.
Yeah, I thought just as we're kind of wrapping it up here, I saw something on that Citizen Free Press that I found was interesting in the whole spirit of keeping information going, and that's why doing stuff like this is important. So, of course, you are aware that Twitter changed hands and has changed radically what it's doing. Turns out that the WEF, our good friends at the World Economic Forum, are no longer letting themselves use Twitter. They're using a Chinese app for their communications now. So let that one sink in. I can send you the link for that one later if you like. That's just one of the ones on Citizen Free Press. So
speaking of
interesting,
our good buddies over at the WEF, apparently, Mr. Big Z, Mr. Zalint, or whatever the fuck his name is, I can't pronounce it.
The guy that plays piano with his dick?
Bond villain.
Yeah. Let's just say that he's going to be using a lot of the funds that have been donated to his country to, what is it, Raytheon and what's the one that starts with a B?
Bitchiness?
Raytheon and
Boeing.
Not Boeing.
No. They're a DoD contractor. Raytheon.
To help rebuild his country.
The rocks.
There you go.
Yeah,
BlackRock. There you go.
Oh.
Boy, now you put us on.
Rebuild what?
Yeah, now we're
rebuild what?
Yeah, so
what has been destroyed in their country? What has been leveled in their country? Please do
his
tell.
Mom's house.
Look, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on too long, but the shit, the whole situation there. I'll just put it this way: this whole Ukraine mess feels like it's straight out of the playbook of 1984.
It's Iraq 2.0.
No, it's bullshit.
Save it for the after show.
All right. But it's some straight bullshit, in my opinion. We are siphoning funds for what? For what? How many homeless veterans do we have? I'll leave it there.
Well, homeless veterans don't do laundry.
Oh, I get your drift. You are right, sir.
That's true. Well, in the days of having things taken away from you, in times like this where you can quote unquote say the wrong thing and be just on a suspicion be removed from your place of employment, in a situation where you can be basically ostracized because of you not following the group think. This is a time and a place where it comes time for all of us to turn around and to find other avenues of communication. This is where you need to find ways that are the ways of the old, the ways that people have forgotten about in communication, and building and creating small networks of your own where you can gather information outside of the mainstream sources. If you haven't looked at doing that as of now, you better start working at it quickly and building a back channel network to keep people communicating. That is going to be the best thing you can do, and there's going to be no way that they can actually stop you from doing that.
So in other words, what you're saying, Nate, is I need to get about 30 pigeons, learn how to draw, and send my memes via carrier pigeon.
Yes, essentially something like that. All right,
they killed all the carrier pigeons, so you can't do that.
There's still some around.
There is a link in the live chat now. I'm going to pop this up on the screen. We're going to press play here and see what New Zealand is up to. All right, let me pop this up. Here we go. And I got to press buttons over here. Let's see if this works. If you have audio, please let me know.
Our Secret Service is launching an initiative to help us identify people who may have been radicalized.
Know the Signs details dozens of indicators that a friend or family member could be planning a terror attack. As Adam Hollingworth reports, the move comes as our spy chiefs identify a new and worrying type of terrorism.
Time was when the intelligence services were never seen, never heard. But now they're loudly proclaiming your country needs you to keep an eye on those you know, and if necessary, dob them in.
Recognising a potential warning sign and then alerting NZSAS or police could be the vital piece in the puzzle that ultimately saves lives.
To that end, they're publishing a guide.
So hold on. Essentially, civilian thought police. Is that what the fuck we're talking about?
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing.
No potential for abuse here. No.
Oh yeah, no.
All right. I just want to be left alone. Just leave me be.
Leave me the fuck alone. Yep. All right, we're gonna play through this and wrap it up this evening. But there will be an after show, and who the fuck knows what goes on in the after show. So, all right, guys, let's get to this video here. Yeah.
It has to do with waffles. To help us all identify potential terrorists in our midst.
To pay attention if they are, and to be alert so that if they see or hear about something that seems off, that worries them and concerns them, they might have a look at this information to say, does this indicate to me that this person...
Look at this bitch.
I'm trying not to.
Now, what's with the Superman?
Look at the fucking little. Right.
That's the little question.
Grand Moff Tarkin sunken in eyes here. The evil snarl,
fucking ears and the fucking square jawline. I swear, if I never would have heard her voice, that would have been a man.
That's a Superman.
Is on the road to actually committing an attack?
The SIS has listed.
If we believe you might commit an attack, you might actually commit an attack. So if you're thinking about committing an attack, we might arrest you. That's all I'm saying.
It's around 50 signs, from obvious ones, like writing on a weapon, as happened in Christchurch, to
a person who is really developing an us versus them worldview.
Authorities say they're usually closely monitoring 40 to 50 potential terrorists. These people used to be motivated by their white identity.
Right.
So they mention they're keeping an eye on them terrorists, and then they show that picture.
Yeah,
of the guy holding the rifle.
Subliminal messaging.
Some fucking guy minding his own fucking business with a rifle.
Could he be minding his own business? Yes, but I mean, he does seem to be.
Let's not assume. That's racist.
Yeah, you're right, man. I don't want to make it nasty at you and me, man.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Back to this. But yes, you make a good point there, sir.
Or by their faith. But in the past 6 months...
Oh, did you hear that? Your faith, your religion may be a crime, according to this.
And third group has emerged. Those
only if
motivated
it's
by
not the religion
politics.
of peace.
Yeah, if it's a religion of peace, you're fine.
And so it could be the COVID measures that the government took, and so it could be the COVID measures that the government took, or it could be other policies that are interpreted as infringing on rights.
Right. So if we interpret that you committed a crime, you committed a crime.
And it's what I sometimes describe as a kind of hot mess of ideologies and beliefs.
Yeah, when I think about legalese, I think about the word hot mess.
Fueled by conspiracy
she just wants
theories.
everybody
Fueled
to
by
think like she
conspiracy.
does. Right.
Yeah. She wants...
Agree with me or you're a terrorist.
Yes.
Her whole identity right now on that pause screen is nothing but a hot mess, and it smells like feces.
We all know Pop would give her a 4.
How's her lasagna, though?
Somebody screenshot this. Send it to Pop. I want to see what he rates her.
Give me a second. All right, screenshot it.
All right, perfect. Send it to Pop. I want a 1 to 10 vote on that from Pop.
Theories.
The launch of the initiative Know the Signs is an indicator that the security services know that they can't do it alone. They need the help of the public.
They need you to sign up and be a sheep and report your neighbor for whatever the fuck they do.
But to some, the guide is a first step only.
How do we upskill those people in our community who are much closer to people who might be potentially radicalized and get them to understand what it is they're seeing?
Jeez.
That's our challenge.
I'm sorry, but if there's a dude named that has Spoon in his last name, I'm going to take him with as much seriousness as I do as a fucking fat bitch with purple hair and a nose piercing.
Yeah, well, YouTube. Anyway, if we are banned today, I will
sorry,
take full
Susan.
responsibility. And we will be back with a new channel next week, same time, different location. But all right, we are going to end the show here shortly. I want final thoughts from all of you this evening. We'll start with Crusader Nate. You have the floor. What are your thoughts?
Well, said it before, I will say it again. Handle your business. Do what you got to do. Be able to make sure that you can do what you have to do. Think for yourself. And take care of yourself and those around you. That's it.
All right. Perfect. And we'll move on to the King Dong. Your final brief. See what I did there? Your final brief thoughts this evening, sir.
Yes, I'll keep it brief. No pun intended. So, as Nate said, be ready to revert back to the old ways, because most people have allowed that kind of technology that has been more efficient, and it takes a little bit more effort because it doesn't have technology holding your hand like a baby through a store every step of the way. But don't let those old ways go the way of the dodo, because sometimes a new bird can come onto the scene and use those same tactics, and it might just get past the new bitches on the block, which could just come down on your neck if you're not paying attention. Because if they hold the keys and you're unfortunately one of those people that needs to use those keys to get in the door, you need to find the other way to get in through that door. Because right now we've got people in bad places that have almost all of the money, and they hold the keys to all of the major utilities that you use in your daily life every single day. So be ready.
There you go. All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on to Jimmy Bones. Your final thoughts this evening, sir.
I would say find a previous skill that was looked down upon and master that skill. Whether it be carpentry, metalwork, basic mechanics, anything. If the shit's going to go down, find a skill to prove your usefulness. Because if you're not, you're just another mouth to feed, and people are running out of food.
There you go. All right. Unchained Skid, this is your first time on the show. First of all, what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy the show this evening?
Sure. It was very good being hanging out with you gentlemen, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely appreciated it. And you are welcome on anytime. So just let me know. On that note, what are your final thoughts this evening, sir?
Well, I would say that in order to maintain a control over a population, it's quite clear that they want us sedated now. They give us everything they can to keep us sedated, whether it's social media, porn, drugs. Now that they've legalized marijuana just about everywhere, all this stuff is waiting to sedate you, and they want you out of shape and unable to respond to anything. So if you can keep yourself not sedated and in shape, that is a form of protest. Keep that in mind.
Perfect. I like it. I really like it. All right. I know you haven't been on the show officially this evening, but Thumper, the Sweaty Fat Man, what are your final thoughts this evening before the after show?
Well, like Nate and Jimmy said, and I think Jackal touched on it a little bit, I'm going to go one step further than Jimmy. You want to know how to do as much as you possibly can. You need to know how to fix vehicles, how to wire electricity, how to produce electricity, how to produce energy, how to grow food, how to do medical care, how to, take care of wounds, infections, what plants you can eat, what plants are medicinal. You need to know as much as you possibly can. Even if it doesn't, the world doesn't go completely to hell. You should know as much as you possibly can about everything like that. The more you know, the cheaper life is going to be for you, and easier life is going to be, because you'll be like, oh, hey, that's useful. And you'll pick it up and you'll know how to use it.
Perfect. All right. Polska, if you can hear us, let me know if you can hear us. You are muted. I'll give you the count of 3 here. You might be in the bar, Ministry of Beer here. And going once. Oh, there he is. Polska, what are your final thoughts this evening before the after show, of course?
Gentlemen, well, I just wanted to come on to catch the after show before you guys linked off. But Skid, welcome to the show. It's glad to have you over here. You've been on Pops a couple times, and we kind of do this regularly. So that's my only thing to say tonight before the after show.
Right on. And just so you know, Polska, the after show is actually still live. So after credits roll, you guys are more than welcome to waffle. That's how I'm going to handle these streams, at least going forward. We'll see how it works. All right. Chris Mitchell, if you are still there in the background, we'll do a going once, going twice thing as well. Chris Mitchell, if you were there. All right. Perfect. What are your final thoughts this evening, sir?
Well, like Bob, I was here for the after party, but that article, if only Hitler had thought of that. Oh my God, turning in your neighbors or people you suspect of being terrorists. If only Adolf Hitler thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he did. Oh yeah, that's one of his original ideas. Goddamn. Totally not living in Nazi fucking, land right now. Totally not.
Yeah. All right. All right. Gentlemen, it has been a great evening. For those of you watching, what's going to happen now is something I've never done before. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's not going to be long, but we're going to roll credits, do the outro, and then we'll have gentlemen stay. We can bullshit, waffle, have fun. For those of you not from the UK, waffling means off-topic nonsense, which Jimmy is the captain of that. So we're going to do that. But my final thoughts this evening are pretty simple. And it goes in line with what these guys are saying. If you are a hot dog loving, steak eating, beer drinking, fat son of a bitch right now, it might be time to at least consider cutting down your Tourette's of the elbow. Stop intaking so much goddamn food. As Bill Burr once said it, if you ate your way in, you're going to have to walk your way out. And right now, the way things are going, you want to be in good shape. Okay. Also, what the guys have said tonight, pick up some skills. Learn how to hunt, learn how to fish, learn how to grow vegetables, all of that. All of these are skills you're going to want to know. I could go on, but I don't want to take the wind out of their sails there. Basically, my simple point is if you're an out-of-shape, complacent, compliant sack of shit, fix it, because times are going to get hard. We are in the fourth turning right now, gentlemen, and if you don't know what that means, we are in weak men make hard times. We are right there, and we're going to walk right into that shit show. So be prepared for what is coming. Get yourself in shape, both mentally, especially physically. Take care of business and be ready for whatever comes your way. On that note, we are going to go to the end credits here. It's been great talking to everyone on the panel tonight. It's been an incredible show. Again, everyone that has been on the show, you are more than welcome to come back anytime. Loved having you on. Unchained Skid and Chris Mitchell tonight. First time appearances for both. Please go subscribe to their channels. Those guys are awesome. They're both brothers to the north in Kanakistan, and they have some badass content. So go check them out. Anyway, we're going to roll credits. I'm going to get out of here. And anybody that wants to stick around for the after party, you are more than welcome.
We are the arbiters of this society.
Repeat after me. Public Works Secretary, we must maintain our neutral carbon footprint. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs.
This is a world that we create and manage. The people, they need to be controlled. We will give them truths, but only our truths. They are not to seek information anywhere else.
It is my job to keep order. So what you saw didn't happen. Erase everything.
You a grunt? I used to be one, and I was good at it.
I know. Things were simpler then. I have some questions.
You need to understand, we're being hunted.
By who?
Bring him to me.
This breaks the world.
Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back.
There I did. I fucked up. Welcome to our very first after party. Never done this before. Decided to do it tonight because some of you guys stick around after the credits roll, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Here's how this is going to go. There are simple rules. There are none concerning topics and discussion, except that it has to be safe for Susan and YouTube. Other than that, whatever happens. We're going to add all the gentlemen that stuck around back in, and we'll see what happens because I've never done this before. So we shall see. Here we go, popping them back in. And welcome back our panel. Look who showed up. We have Billy Von Baum back here too. So we have a full house for the after party. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen here? Have fun, gentlemen.
I don't know if being on YouTube is a bright idea.
Okay,
Rhino.
Second rule. There's a second rule. Don't talk over each other. That sucks. Chris, what's up?
Can you drop the link in YouTube again? Because all my mobile shit is dying, so I'm trying to jump on my laptop.
What link am I trying to drop in here? The share
link?
link? Oh, yeah. You got it, man.
I'll drop it.
And in the live chat.
It's in there.
All right.
Beat you to it.
Private chat and live chat. So there you go.
Okay. I'll be on in just a sec.
Cool.
So technically, this isn't a true after show, though, because if it was, then we could show Thumper's normal stuff he shows.
No, we can't show that. We're still live. This is still live. So anything you guys do and say, the world will see.
So this is the PG version of the after party.
Well, Rhino, you did end your YouTube stream, right?
No,
we are still on YouTube too.
No, you got to end that YouTube stream.
See, if there's one issue.
YouTube will come back and strike you for it. It's happened to Pop and Blake like at least 2 times now.
There is only one issue. I have not figured out how to end it without deleting the entire stream tonight on YouTube. So I can click. I'm on it right now. I can click.
Rhino, actually, I actually do this all the time on your YouTube, on your StreamYard link. Go to end broadcast, and everybody will stay, backstage until you finally close that window. We'll all still be here, but once you close that'll end the YouTube stream. But once you leave that stream, you can't get back in. So anybody who leaves, you're not going to get back in.
Here's the issue. I have YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble going right now. If I press end broadcast, it's going to end all 3 at once.
That's what you want to do.
No, this is a live after party. This is different.
Oh, it is? Okay, now we're going to have to fucking watch our mouths here, huh? Fuck that shit.
We can do an after party, but this is the after show after party.
It's probably if I just stay muted.
So Billy's right. It's not really an after party.
No. Everything you say and do is live right now.
This is the after party with soda and pizza, not with
Now, once I figure out how to cancel YouTube at the end of this, I'm going to do that. So,
gentlemen, I'm at the Ministry of Beer. I can't be censored.
God damn it!
I might have to kick myself out of this chat.
You'll have to wait till I do a live stream because I don't do censorship well.
Oh yeah. Been there, Chris. Yeah.
Once my strikes roll off, everything but what Thumper would put on the screen is allowed. But for now, we gotta behave.
Rhino, when do your strikes get done finally?
So one is like January 14th, and then the next one is February. So I have to be a good boy and behave until then.
Oh wow! Both of my strikes are gone now.
Yeah. No, I got
we
one.
Remember, Susan
back to
likes
back.
Rhino. She really likes to keep an eye on him.
Fun fact: one of my live streams still has not been struck down for having full-on porn in it.
No shit,
Chris. Is it the one
that's totally legit? That's totally legit, Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
it was
on one
educational yoga. That's what it was.
Right,
no,
yoga.
I was streaming
The hot yoga?
someone else, and they played a video that they didn't know was full-on porn. They thought it was like the YouTube version, and it wasn't. It was the Odyssey version, and it just started playing on my screen. I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I ain't taking it down." Fuck it.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna jump out actually because this is some. Censored and stuff like that. But Jimmy, I wanted to say one thing to you. Are you seriously going to start a channel? I'm looking forward to that, and Lord help us, because that should be a lot of fun. Skid, again, thank you for being a guest on the show. And Nate, Thumper, BVBD, and Jackal, guys, you guys are the best. We always keep this stuff running. So Polska out.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Polska. We'll talk later.
Billy, did you see I got your cup today? It was waiting for me when I got home. It was amazing.
Cool. Well, you earned it.
Thank you. I beat porn stars, guys. I beat them.
I think I'm going to do that for my next stream. I'm going to have a part 2.
Dude, I actually posted it on Facebook. I was like, I won this by beating porn stars.
God damn it.
I'm waiting for the replies to come in and be like, what?
Skid's over here like, what the fuck did I get myself into here with the after party?
Oh, wow. Skid, we just met. I've seen you a few times on Pops. You seem to be a pretty reasonable thinking guy, and I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah, right.
Chris, I got to start going to your streams, man, if they're that chaotic.
They're fun.
Fuck, Jackal.
He's done fucking 6-hour streams, man. He starts when we stop and goes till the sun comes up.
Twice in one day, dude. I put in fucking like 11 hours on fucking stream. I was like, what the fuck?
Just so you know, Skid, you're muted, Skid.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You are
How's
muted.
There we
go. That is better.
Thank
Now we
you
can
very
hear
much.
you. I thought you just didn't want to say anything.
No, I was remarking to Chris that when he was talking about live streaming porn, I thought it was him. Like he was doing it. And I was like, that is
It's his OnlyFans account,
that's
man.
a seriously amazing move, man. Awesome.
No, if you want to go to my OnlyFans and see some of the greatest clips from Scotty there, yeah, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
No.
Just out of curiosity, where in BC are you?
Right now, I'm up in near Salmon Arm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I spent the summer in Kamloops this summer. So.
Oh yeah, Kamloops is a fucking awesome place for fucking quadding, man. But I don't know anybody out there. It sucks.
But not good for homeless people. Holy
no. But those
you guys think California is bad? Jesus,
those sand mountains that they have are just fucking amazing. I just want to go cruising up them. You know, they're like 900 feet straight fucking up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If I fall off from up there, I'm dying. So just an FYI.
Tuck and roll, man. Tuck and roll.
Pretty much.
If we don't hear from you.
Hey, by the way, does Jeffrey Paul ever show up around here? Because man, I've been looking at some of his tunes.
Yes.
The guy's amazing, man. Like amazing.
He's been on the stream a few times, so I usually have to text him, let him know, hey, we're going live, and he will pop in. Yeah.
That's amazing. He like makes music for it. Like he should be making millions, man. Like, oh my God.
I haven't met him officially, but totally would like to.
He said there was something like 10 different tracks rolled together, and that's just me paraphrasing on that one tune, the intro there with the Viking stuff that Billy did. That everything you hear is Jeffrey Paul. So the drums, the guitar, the bass, the violin, all that shit is his work.
Nice.
Wow, it's amazing. Guy's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to see
I can't even play one instrument.
Can't wait to see if he comes up with a tune for me once I get my shit up and rolling.
Yeah, I
By the
get
way,
with him on that too.
I need to talk to Jeffrey. We have a very exclusive What Not to Do Red Pill edition. And I'll let him explain the story, but there is quite a spicy holiday edition of Jeffrey Paul ignoring all of us and doing the opposite of Red Pill advice. I'll let him explain the story if he feels like it, but
we've all been there.
I got the phone call. It was some very fucked up shit. I'll leave it at that. So
somebody got a little drunk at the holiday party, did they?
No, it's far worse than that, man.
Really?
I think I can say this much safely, and I don't think he'd mind because I'm leaving out all details. Imagine being locked in your own home with a schizophrenic psychopath for the holidays. That is our exclusive story. If I can
that sounds like every year that I was married, man.
Well, I mean, I'm locked in the house with myself sometimes. Does that count?
Well, that'll do it. If you talk to yourself, it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's
when I get answers
with yourself. You always win.
When I get answers back, that's when I start to worry.
Yeah, that's when you need to start questioning
The
yourself.
worst part is when you have an argument with yourself and you lose.
You're right.
Nice.
I've had a couple of conversations with myself, and I found myself losing. I thought, wait a minute, have I been wrong this whole damn time? Shit.
Well, to this day, I have never had a bad idea, according to me.
Yeah, because it's like you've got a second opinion, and it's like myself and myself. That's it.
Yeah. Totally works out, bro.
Well, with my three personalities, it's quite literally me, myself, and I.
There you go.
It's when the vote goes 2-3. That's when you really need to worry.
Billy, for
more
your
like
next
4 out of
edition,
7. But
for your next edition of Are You Smarter Than a Porn Star, do I get to come back as a reigning champ or what?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe you could be like the end, like the battle at the end.
Final boss.
Battle at the end. The boss fight.
Is the final boss.
Oh, that was a good stream, bro. That was
Who'd you
absolutely
beat?
fucking amazing.
Who's
I beat them all.
the gutsy porn star that decided to come on and try it?
Oh,
Wait, have you had porn stars on the show?
No. It's
a video game, trivia video game.
I was going to say, we need to get
these. Good. They ask these porn stars trivia questions, and you have, I turned it into, a game for guys in the community that basically they had to try to beat the porn stars' answers.
We got to get you a Howard Stern style and have you bring the porn stars on and see if they can.
Well, that'll be fun.
I know a couple former escorts. Does that count?
That still counts.
Like, hey, that pop guy looks familiar. He took my lasagna pan. I want it back.
Oh shit!
So the next time I do it, though, it should work better because the last time I was having these issues that I'm having now with the lag and the things freezing up and whatnot. But I'm going to run it on a different computer and just point the camera at the computer and do it that way.
Have you figured out what the hell is causing your problems yet?
So having porn stars on the computer gave you a computer virus.
Maybe it might have.
Wow, that's bad.
His bike cameras must be where he spends all of his money because those videos are fucking amazing. I can't even find cameras to do that, or I can't afford them either way.
What recording software are you using, Billy?
Well, for what?
Well, for your streams or anything else like that.
Well, I use the StreamYards.
Oh, for live stuff, yeah. When you edit, what do you use to edit your videos?
Adobe Premiere.
There you go.
Yeah. You gotta get the standalone if you're gonna get it. Don't get the subscription. It's a big, huge waste of money.
Of course. I'm not going for subscription stuff ever again. I mean, my next big upgrade is to move to DaVinci Resolve 18 that Blake recommended me. And this is like semi-pro stuff.
Blake will recommend bankruptcy, so be careful with that, man.
Well, when I looked at getting Camtasia and its full access to everything it's got, that's about the same price as DaVinci Resolve, the one-time payment, not the subscription. It was like $295. And I'm thinking, okay, I spent $4,600 on this new PC. So if I'm going to run it to full capacity, I may as well just go ahead and get the best stuff for it that isn't going to, I don't know, take away from my war fund.
Right.
So I'll go for it. I don't care.
What kind of war fund? What are you buying?
You went there. This is the after party. I can't.
There we go.
Are you buying dildos and tampons?
Yeah.
Or what? Like, what are you buying?
No, that's what the girl is gonna spend her war fund on, not me.
So, but let me ask you this question: What are you attempting to do?
Well, to get Rhino off my back about making content, I'm going to make sure I've got the correct stuff to actually make some quality content, not, the shitty stuff you see YouTubers put out for the first time.
Yeah, not what I do on my channel.
Well, actually, I'm thinking just above what you're doing right now, first time.
Yeah,
so I can skip the rookie mistakes. Skip the rookie mistakes, get straight to the semi-pro level through practice and my paranoia. It's like
with extra waffles.
So you just
that'll be on those will be on my channel.
Right.
You want to record yourself? Is that it?
No, I'm going to do more than just pre-recorded videos. I will also be doing live streaming because I want to do it like a 2-hemisphered type channel. One side is MGTOW stuff, and it's generally where I'm going to do my bullshit reports and other videos on pointing out what needs to be called out. The other side of it is going to be a general gaming channel where we can just hang out and try to keep our sanity by keeping our minds occupied with something. So, and that's the side of the channel where I need to get you in there, Billy, so we can play 7 Days to Die so I can see you struggle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
So basically, you just need to get a StreamYards account, is what it sounds like, because you
They
could do
require you to make
recording.
an account.
Yeah,
It's
like
easy.
an actual paid.
And you can do a free one. I think you can only have like 6 people on for the free version though. But it's not bad.
Yeah, but if he's going to be using it all the time, and he wants
then you
the
want to pay
quote
for it.
unquote best and easiest, this is like the easiest one of them all to use.
I would agree.
So
Yeah,
OBS
if I
is
can
not a
use
better
it,
idea then.
no, if I can use it, anyone can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because my idea of fixing my laptop was putting my fist through it. Didn't work
Chris
out
is
well.
kind of,
Well,
Chris
it
is
depends
kinda
on
not
what's on the
bright.
screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I put in a plug here really quick?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think I have, if I'm not mistaken, a room full of gamers, right?
Something
I'm
like that,
not.
yeah.
That's the
Playing
running
Red
gag.
Dead
Is I'm
Redemption
not a
while we're
gamer,
doing this.
and they love
Yeah.
watching me die.
Yes,
Wow.
that's good times.
So I will preface this by saying I make no money on this whatsoever. This is totally free. This is just art. All right. This is me promoting some of my art. So I made a game a little while ago, and it's kind of an homage to those old 80s Dungeons and Dragons games. So it's very, very retro, although it does work with a mouse. You don't just have to use a keyboard like I had to on my Commodore 64. Anyway, I will drop a link into the private chat. And if anybody wants to take a look, I would be more than happy to just share my art. Like I say, it is totally free. I'm not making any money off it whatsoever because I wouldn't bug you guys with shit like that. You don't score money from your friends. So it's just free. But it's when you make something really cool, you just kind of want people to see it. So this is the first time I've been around a bunch of guys who like playing games. So maybe you like this.
Hell yeah. And you were also more than welcome to drop it in the public chat too. If you want everybody watching to check it out, you are more than free to do so.
Well, I didn't want to step on any toes or do anything, make any dick moves. So I thought I'd just put it in here for now.
All
and
good.
Go from there.
All good. Yeah. No toes being stepped on here.
I wear steel toes. You can't step on my toes.
Still. My first time. I mean, the first time you come on a podcast, hey, by the way, here's a link to my stuff. Yeah, not cool.
I'm laid back, dude. You can promote the shit out of everything. I promote channels all day anyway.
Yeah.
I'll name like 20 channels to go watch, so you're all good, man.
You're so good at this that you actually shout me out, and I tell you not to because
you don't even have a channel, and I'm telling them to go watch.
Well, I have a channel. I just don't have shit on there.
Well, yeah, there's that.
All I have is just games.
Well,
anyway,
get on
it's up there, and there's actually some Red Pill content in there too. Just
perfect. So you don't mind if I make that public in the live chat, right?
Off she goes.
All right, cool. Then copy and
she blows.
Anybody watching that's interested in the live chat now, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Patternhawk.com/caves.html.
That's the one.
Cool.
Totally retro. In fact, when I just from history, since gaming stuff, like it's based on this game called Oubliette that I was playing back in 1985 on my Commodore 64, and I just really loved it. And I just got into doing some coding later on and thought I'd recreate it kind of on a Windows-based system just to make it a little bit easier, but try to preserve as much of the flavor of what it was. And then I realized, holy shit, do I ever have a copyright violation here? Because I've just pretty much copied this guy's game. So I managed to get a hold of the guy who actually made the game in the first place, and his name was Jim Schweiger. And we actually became really good friends after a while. Once I told him what I was doing, and we started talking. Old school coder from the 70s, man. He was there at the beginning. He's like Flynn. You know, you're talking, it was holy shit, man. Like it was from way back when. So really kind of cool.
Flynn.
Yeah, like Flynn from Tron, right?
Yeah, Sam Flynn. Or
exactly. Yeah.
I love that movie.
I wish they could make a good third one, eh? Like, you know.
There was a second one?
Well, Tron Legacy, right?
I thought that was like a director's cut version of it. I've never seen that one.
Dude, you haven't seen Tron Legacy? Oh my God, you are gonna love that, man.
I've seen the first one where Sam goes into the grid, but that was the last I saw of it. The last scene was Sam on a bike with Cora, and they were.
Oh no, okay, that's the second one. Then that means you haven't seen the first one.
When his dad actually gets stuck on the grid?
When his dad's like 30. Yeah. Like that's Tron. That's my era, buddy. Actually, if you want to know, here's some coder talk for you, okay? So back in the day when I was starting to code, when it's like 1980, 1981, back on those old systems, when you do an interpreted language and you try to trace what's going on in your language, you could turn the trace on or off. And so Tron was a command to turn the trace on to see which line of code you were doing. And trough was the command to turn it off. So somebody in Disney or whoever in the hell was looking at it said, Tron, hey, that's a good name for a character. And that's how that came about.
And let me guess, it was based off of the lit up lines that would go across your prompt lines, your command prompt lines.
It was quite the tough, man. If you haven't seen the original Tron, like that's like way back, like that's really either early 80s or late 70s. I can't remember. That's a cool movie, man, for sure.
Well, Skid, I got a question for you. I got this thing open here, and I have to ask, why are you such a racist?
Go on.
This won't work on Mac, bro.
It will. Keep reading. Keep reading. There is a way to make it work on a Mac. Yes, you got to. Let me preface this for a second, okay? If you want to actually go into the caves and find out what's going on in the caves, you're going to have to work for it. Now, thankfully, I do have in that download file, there is like a 30-page manual. And again, it's all for free. I wrote that. Frankly, I was just kind of wasting some time at work for a while. Anyway, so the manual explains everything in great detail. But if you want to know how to work it on the Mac, on that, it's right there on my third paragraph. If you have a Mac, we recommend you use the Wine Bottler emulator for Windows. Note that mouse right clicks will be emulated with 2 finger clicks, so you can use a Mac for it.
I have no idea what the hell you just said. Not a clue.
Got to work for it, bro.
It's a trip Avignon, Chris.
I know it works on a Mac because my brother said the same thing to me. He says, "What the hell is this?" And I just go, "Just do this." And if he can get it working, you can get it working. There's no problem.
Why you gotta be so difficult, Mitchell?
First he wants me to read, now he wants me to learn what the fuck this thing does. And you're saying you ain't a racist? Come on.
Well, dude, when it comes to Mac and PC, yeah, I will definitely take PC any day, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah, hey, look, I understand. I'm learning from my mistake here, okay?
You know, that's like saying the difference between, I don't know, pick any gas car and a Tesla. Yeah, I don't.
Well, Chris understands, but he still likes men because he has a Mac.
Look, just because
this is the after show. I don't make
me gay.
But in Chris's defense, okay, he's not into the rest home women.
I'm not into the what?
The rest home ladies, you know.
No.
Not
yet.
Here we fucking go.
Unlike the host of the show, I heard allegedly.
Heyo.
Ooh.
Whoa. Back up. Clearly,
Chris
I missed
something.
So, Rhino, are you saying you're into the senior citizen ladies or what? What's
I
going
mean,
on here?
I have to handle this the same way I handled the trolls a few weeks ago. So I'll just say this: I cannot confirm nor deny such allegations.
Let's just say he doesn't miss the bingo nights.
Oh, hey, you slide.
Well, they're generally quite appreciative, I hear, too. So there you go.
In fact, when you hear the slamming of the stamps, they're not using the stamps.
They're just laying their teeth down.
Yeah.
No, they're using a part of Rhino in order to make that stamp.
Yikes.
Wow.
Exactly.
It looks like a one-eyed smiley face.
I'm learning so much about you on our first stream together here. It's like, wow.
Well, you see, what had happened was I made the mistake of mentioning that I owned a 68 Cougar, in which case these assholes did what they do best and turned it into like, I like Cougars. And then I may have also fucked myself by saying what I do for contract work, which is delivering pharmaceutical medication to nursing homes. So I'm buried in this shit 6 feet deep at this point.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah.
Might as well just, he's just sprinkling the daisy seeds on his own grave.
You're 6 foot deep in a cougar, man. How are you supposed to dig yourself out of that one, buddy?
It goes. It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, you've earned all of this, bro.
Somebody should put up that GIF that I made in the Gilded.
God damn it!
Did you say GIF? Did you say GILF? Is that what you said to put up there?
Well,
I thought you said GILF there for a second. I mean, that's what you're after, eh, Rhino? The GILF.
Well, thanks for coming on, Skid.
Been nice knowing you, buddy.
Man, why did a Wango Tango story pop in my head?
No, Billy, I gotta say what you put in Gilded was hilarious.
That's not good.
Wango Tango time.
So if you're just tuning in, hang on. I'm going to clear the floor for a second. If you're just tuning in, this is the after show. If you missed the rest of the show, please rewind so you can catch the serious portion of this evening. Right now, who knows what the fuck is going on. So enjoy if you're here for the after party. But if you were just tuning in, and I see a few of you have, please rewind so you can get to the serious part of this episode. All right.
Be kind.
Wango Tango, what were you saying?
No, I'm not talking about it. It's not good.
Good idea. All right, moving on.
Come on, put up that GIF from the
GILF.
The GILF.
If you present it on the screen, I have no choice. But I personally am not putting.
Well, I am
up.
having an issue with that. I can't do that. So somebody else.
If you put it in the Gilded, I might be able to make
it's
a
in
slight
there.
transfer. Okay,
It's the popsicle. It's the popsicle GIF. I think it's what he's talking about.
No.
Where's it at?
Just scroll up in the group chat. You'll see it.
I know where it's at. Where's it at?
Somewhere lost in Riggs nonsense.
Riggs.
Hold on. Where is Billy? I bleach. Oh my
it's
god!
not. It's in the main one.
There's other.
No, it's
stuff
in the
here.
group chat. Yeah.
There are many other things that are bad in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things we can't share here.
Yeah. The Pop and Blake action figures though in Gilded were hilarious.
Those are good.
Okay.
Wish I could pop those
Billy,
up.
Billy. The one take that I have against the one that you made about me.
Yeah.
Why do I look like one of the people from a certain high school in the 90s in Colorado?
I don't think you look like one of them.
I only had a screen grab for me to work with, so
right.
We're gonna have to get you a better one for it. But I will say this.
Okay, there it is, Rhino.
Those Christmas ones that you made of me.
Wait.
Oh my God, those were
Jackal, I can't use that. I can't use that because it is the Gilded chat. I can't use the Gilded chat itself. You have to download it.
Oh, I have to download shit.
Yes.
You can use that one I made at you, Jimmy, for your Christmas cards for next year.
That's exactly what I was exactly thinking that exact same thing. Those are going on my Christmas cards for next year, and those are going out to everybody.
Wait, what are you doing?
God.
The Christmas card's hilarious.
Christmas cards. Oh my gosh. No.
Jimmy in the Stillhouse. That's awesome.
Oh my God, those were so fucking funny.
Oh, I wonder. I can't wait to see what Pop's going to say when he actually has something about when he says something about the action figures. That's going to be hilarious.
Right.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it now.
You know, we could make those out of resin.
Oh God.
Yeah, we could
make what out of resin?
Action figures.
The figures.
Oh yeah. If I get a 3D printer, I can do that. Yeah, I could 3D print those if I get a printer. I've got the software for it.
There we go.
No, not that cover. No.
The Rhino one's hilarious. Action figure with super granny grip and waffle making starter pack.
For the fucking load, there it is.
That's good. That's funny. Stupid. Oh my gosh. Horrible.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's beautiful, man.
Looks so creepy.
Oh, holy Lord.
Oh, the Pop and Blake
one. Jimmy one.
I'll
find that one too. but
I haven't. I just
is,
downloaded it. I don't know where the fuck it went though.
The thing is, when you download it from Gilded, it doesn't want to download it as a GIF file. It wants to download it as a PNG, which usually, if you just type .gif at the end of its title, it will usually transfer it to that type of file.
What do we have?
I mean, I found this
What do we
one.
have here?
That's my little guy. He had to come and say hi.
I found that one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a good one. Box
Good old
wine.
Box
Where'd it
Wine
go?
and Catland.
Shit. There it is.
Okay, this thing ain't working. Get rid of it then.
But no,
Let me see what I am doing here.
Nonsense. Oh, shit. You guys don't have to stick around forever if you have to go. By the way, don't worry about it. This is just
actually I'm gonna have to get going here at some point, but it's been like super good meeting you guys. Like you do this about once a week, do you, Rhino?
I try to do it twice a week, but lately I've been slacking. Usually Wednesdays and Fridays are my schedule.
Cool. Well, we'll be around. We'll hang with you guys for sure. Man, it was an honor being part of the panel.
Yep. Hell yeah. Definitely awesome having you on, man.
Yeah. Just guys,
You may
remember
come to regret that.
Yeah, check your 6. You never know when BlackRock's back there, boys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll stay in touch. Have a good one, boys.
Have a good
night.
one, brother.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, it ain't working. It will not take it as a GIF file.
Thank God.
Well, take it all.
I know Billy's got my email, and he can send it to me.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Sure.
Yeah, just go ahead. I made a GIF, but it was I think it was like a drive-by shooting GIF.
So that's
That
always
was
an
a good
option.
one.
I mean, I still have the AOC and pop running from AOC. I still have that one.
That was a classic.
I mean, if it
This is a
shows up, I can't deny it. So let's see. Hold on.
Man,
Gotta find the other
it
one.
hurts. Okay, let me see if I can find that daggone fucking. Where's that GIF at? Where?
Where do I have those saved?
All right.
Because it's so short of a video, I highly doubt that it will actually be able to.
Where is Pop's video or photo? I don't see it in the chat here at all. Oh, maybe it's on Pop's end.
Hey,
Okay.
Nate, I just sent it to you.
All right, there's the GIF I got.
All right, stand by. Multitasking here.
Oh, and Rhino.
Let's see what
Mo
I can do.
Bitches said he sent you an email in the chat.
Yes. I saw it. I saw the old one. I just am terrible at responding. So, Thumper, by the way, since you're here, is there anything you want to bring up? Because I know you sent me the email. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but
You'll get kicked off of YouTube if I talk about it.
okay. We'll keep it off YouTube then. But yeah, based on what you sent me, like I said, I'm terrible at condolences, but yeah,
He's a gamer,
really
bro.
fucked
I've
up,
known
man.
him about 15 years. So,
Fuck, man. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
I'm just tired of people not waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's the
you're right.
frustrating
They all
part.
seem to have something in common.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating part about having sanity that most people don't, is that you have to find yourself well, just being relegated to sitting on the sidelines and watching them fall to their doom and not being able to do anything about it, because at the end of the day, it is their choice to either accept the information and wake up or stay in their complacency of wherever they're
Well,
at.
the military guys, the vets, they all work for the VA, and it's mandated there. So if they wanted to keep their job,
yeah,
I get that.
God damn it.
So you didn't make one of Bimmy Jones?
See, why do I look like I would do something very violent, but I'm not a very violent guy?
Why is it that when I first saw that, my first thought was David Koresh?
Oh God.
That was my
God damn it.
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Branch
Motherfucker.
This is good.
If it'll play, it doesn't look like it's playing.
Give it a
I
moment.
gave Crusader admin abilities. I'm starting to regret that.
I warned you about that.
Yeah, I know.
Why it won't play.
It's frozen though, so we lucked out.
Yeah.
Did you hit the play button at the
Hold
bottom?
on, wait. Try it again, Nate. Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again. Oh shit.
You can do it.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Pop up this
I
last
try to
one.
enunciate a burp.
That's all it shows.
Nope.
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's
What? It's not even
Yeah.
showing like
I'm
within
fine with that.
milliseconds. It's not even showing milliseconds there.
That's
Yeah.
strange.
I am not complaining at all.
I will say
Well,
this,
so
though,
basically, what you're
Top-
missing there is the Rhino had said, "Who wants to start a new holiday tradition or something like that?" And then
I
it,
can bring that up right now. I can give you verbatim what it says.
Yeah.
and
I'm
then
sure
it's
you
a old lady licking an ice
Popsicle.
cream, and then
Yeah.
you got that at the end. He's
Yep.
like, "Yeah."
Someone looking to spice up holiday traditions. There's about an 82-year-old woman licking a fucking rocket pop, and there's fucking Jack Rhino fucking going, "Oh yeah."
Well, if you can
And
only
on that note,
put Rhino's face on Jack Nicholson for that.
Classic.
They're redonkulous, dude.
But I did just share one in the daily memes that I just looked up, and because I have a pop for my notifications on Facebook, you'll have to look up that one on the that one's on the daily memes.
all right.
Good stuff.
I can see just like
That's a
Pop's
good
face
one,
on like
Jimmy.
an old Ken doll or something like that, and then like Blake is on a Barbie doll and they're standing.
Fucking bacon.
Bacon. Yeah,
It was anatomically correct as a Ken doll.
we need to
Or his deep
improve the
freezer.
look on the action figure of me there, Billy.
I need to work on that. No, that's it. That's
That's
it is what
perfect.
it is.
I love it.
No,
There might be a special edition Jimmy coming up later.
Yes, with
special.
alternate heads.
Oh, hold on. Let me look through my comedy gold folder and see if I can find something here. Oh, ideas. I still
But
got this one of Blake, and that one's hilarious.
Jimmy, this can of black powder.
you drink
Oh.
Stillhouse one fucking time, and people think you drink
It's not been
gunpowder.
one time. It's been like
Yeah, it's
every
been a
fucking
lot
episode.
of times.
It's been multiple times.
2 bottles. Well, 2.
At least you haven't fallen asleep in some time.
Hey, Bacon, this link you have, is it safe? Is this safe, Bacon?
Well, it's
No
Leave
one
that in the
bacon.
chat.
No one
gotta be
bacon.
safe.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah, but
guess.
it's YouTube, so YouTube won't allow stuff
Alright.
that isn't,
Oh, here,
Called for the
I
masses.
got something there. This one I need to improve on, but it's a pretty good start. You guys have seen it before, but I'm not sure if everybody has seen the full picture.
What was the theme song from the TV show Golden Girls?
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, I don't know. I was not born yet.
I'll look into it. You know what you got to find is the one that I made of Pop.
Oh, I got one of Pop. I've got one of Pop. Give me a second. I got one. Oh, this is a good one. This one was in the most recent bullshit report, but it was good. And I did barely even try it on this one.
Nathan Lucart, to answer your question, just rewind. The first 2 hours are for you. The last hour is for God knows fucking who.
Whoever wants to stick around for this fucking crap.
Yeah, this is the after show, okay? So
we're still trying to keep it YouTube friendly, but I think we're skirted the edge on that.
We're on the line.
Lemon party.
Firmly on the line.
We are currently the monkey on the tightrope, balancing on a unicycle.
Yeah,
well, it's probably
like
a good
that.
thing that I can't load up that meme that Pop sent, but it is in the Gilded chat under the daily memes.
Yeah, that one is funny.
It is funny, but it is something YouTube wouldn't frown upon.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Mo Bitches says, "Thank you for being a friend" was the Golden Girls song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I think we need. I think you know what I think we need. I think we need a new P-break video. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We need a Billy Von Baum Golden Girls deep fake
Why?
with Rhino.
Why do
Throw my ass in there too, and let's get Jeffrey Paul to make a hardcore heavy metal remake of that song.
Well, no. What we have to
This
do
is
is
the
we have to
last
find.
after party live show I ever do.
Can we throw in like a chatterbait theme with this as well? You know, kind of vibe.
No,
What we
because
have to
that's
do-
not YouTube friendly because they know what Chatterbait is all about.
Yeah, you really shouldn't even say that.
Oh, Jesus.
I only
What
said
we
it
should
because you're here, Thumper.
We got to see if we can find
Gotta have
a
something
little
for the
skit
NSA.
from the show Golden Girls.
Gotta
where
go.
there's like a handyman or something and put Rhino's face on the guy trying to buy old women.
Hold on, I'll call my ex-wife. She knows all the episodes by heart.
God.
Jesus. Okay.
Rhino's
I'm
like,
joking,
last
and
stream,
I don't like
you guys
talking
are never coming back.
Yeah, you're all banned.
Fuck out of here.
This is the first time I've ever been banned. This is great.
All
All
right.
right.
It's like,
Bacon sent us this, so we'll see what the hell this is about.
You know
It's
what?
on
I was
YouTube,
just-
so
By the way, I
Let's see.
just real quick. I think we need to though change the song, the "Thank You for Being a Friend," the title, to something like "Thank You for Giving Me the Handy" or something.
Good
You know,
God.
like it's your Golden Girl thanking,
Thanks for
or you're
being-
thanking the Golden
thanks for
Girl.
giving a hand.
thank you for the gummy.
Thanks for the head.
I'm taking the rest of 2023 off, so shit.
Oh,
All right,
Scary thought, eh?
let's see what Bacon sent us. It's got to be awful.
Hey, there's a really cute guy behind you. Is he looking at me? No.
Then why are you telling me? To torture me? God. Oh, great. He is cute. Now I'm going to go imagine our whole future together where we live in a cottage in the woods and have 2 kids and die in our own backyards while holding hands.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go rub one out until I either cry or pass out. I hope you're happy.
All right, it was okay. All right. On that note,
Sounds like chick problems.
Right.
till I cry or pass out.
As a wise man once said, I got 99 problems.
Bitch ain't
You got-
one.
Exactly.
Well, I would say that I agree because I have kept myself far
Billy,
away
there
from
you go.
bitches.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being a
but Jimmy,
simp.
you haven't had much of a
Thank you
choice.
for being.
I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this.
No,
Just
you
wait-
don't.
Just wait till I get my channel
Ooh,
started
I
up,
like.
Rhino. I'll
I
take
actually
some of
like the
the
next
blowback.
one. Pull up the next one.
Yeah, I see it. Well, if it happens, it happens. It's all I can say.
Just be sure to pack extra baby wipes.
Just lay back and let it happen.
Yeah.
She's been doing this longer than you've been alive.
Every orgy needs a witness and baby wipes.
You know, Bacon, that was actually pretty tame. So It wasn't too bad. I've seen worse, way worse. So it was okay.
Oh,
Matter of fact, what these guys are planning was way worse than that video.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember a couple months back when I shared that Schaefer's New Zealand style deck sealant.
Yeah. That was good. That was funny as hell.
As you look at Jimmy's face.
If you guys have any funny videos in the on the panel or in the chat, you're more than welcome to send me links. As long as they're YouTube friendly, we can show those for the after party, which we won't be doing too much longer.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
I don't know. Going back on that New Zealand thing, that just got me like fucking wowzers.
You spun up, did it?
That's all I can say. It's like, yeah, well, it's like, yeah, here we go again. You know, like they tested
Rhino,
it out with
do
the
you
whole
have
goof thing.
Gilded still open?
Yes, but it's easier in the private chat. Way easier in the private chat.
Okay. I am.
Oh, here you go.
Looking through some stuff now.
I know it's past the season, but if you haven't seen this, video, it's well worth it.
All right, we'll take a look.
Well, let's just say the music video that he talks about is on YouTube, so it should be YouTube friendly.
Having some lag issues. Stand by. Oops, wrong button. Hang on.
I don't know. This one's not
fucking myself here.
Jackal, did you see the one that I put in your gaming corner in Rhino's Gilded for you?
Was that the music one? Or no,
Yeah.
no, the Southern, I think I farted or something like that.
Yeah.
I have not watched that yet. Give me a second.
Jimmy, your link's Instagram?
Yep.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. I don't know if I can play this not signed in. I'm not sure. Maybe. I hope so, because I'm not trying to log in.
But just to say, if it is what I think it is, this might strike a little too close to home there, Nate.
Here we go.
Well,
this is Jimmy's here.
The one that really killed me was last Christmas. We canceled a song that was written in the 1940s called Baby It's Cold Outside. People said that they were triggered, the lyrics were rapey, and they had toxic masculinity. And that's fine if you feel that way, but radio stations across the country wouldn't play the song because people were outraged, which is fine if you feel that way. But at the exact same time, the #1 song in this nation for over 2 months was
Cardi
Wet
B.
Ass Pussy. I am not making that up. You can look it up. Google it.
Yep.
So I want to wrap up my comparing and contrasting the lyrics of these two songs.
All right. If we get banned, this is Jimmy's fault.
It's Jimmy's fault.
I'm for it. Let's do
Susan
the
just passed that strike onto my future channel when I decide to get it going.
Let's see how this goes.
If indeed this country has lost its fucking mind, shall we? Let's start with the horribly offensive Christmas song written just after World War II. I really can't stay, baby, it's cold outside. I gotta go away, baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been so very nice. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, N-word, extra large, extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face, swipe your nose like a credit card. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful, what's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor. Listen to that fireplace roar. Well, maybe just half a drink more.
That's the absurdity of that.
Yep.
Jesus.
Which one is more offensive?
Yeah, I wonder.
But apparently the radio stations in my area either didn't get the memo or got the memo and didn't give a fuck and played the song anyways.
Hopefully it's the latter.
Yeah, it was Baby It's Cold Outside is the one they played. They didn't play the the WAP.
No, I mean hopefully it's the latter and they didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
If you pander to these people even a little bit, right? It's sort of like the
Yeah,
whole apology thing. If you apologize for something you said or did that offended somebody, they're back the next day with more.
If only,
you know what I mean?
If only everybody here and knows me and is in the Gilded chat knows the things that I have said on Instagram, on live streams, let you know, so that those are still up there. Granted, a certain, I'm just going to say it, black folks were the ones hosting the live stream, and certain other black folks were on there that were part of the woke fest, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And I just went out and blurted stuff that I'm not proud of saying.
Yes, yes.
On
YouTube.
But then again, I'm kind of proud of saying it because I called them out on their bullshit.
God damn it, Jimmy.
I mean, as a black guy, I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Hey,
well, I'm a
Rhino.
16-year-old black lesbian, so
Rhino, why don't you click on the link I put in the private chat?
I am working on it. I'm trying to figure out the simp thing as well. That all right. I've got one from Billy. So what the fuck? I don't know. Should I?
Nate's
now I'm concerned.
Up.
I'm concerned.
Good. This will
I'm
be
concerned.
good.
If Nate is cracking up, it's definitely good.
God.
It'll be priceless.
What is this? Let's see. I'm gonna pre-screen it.
Don't pre-screen it.
No, I'm getting rid of the ad. I'm getting rid of the ad. I'm not pre-screening the whole thing. Just getting rid of the ad. All right. We're not dealing with fucking ads. Hang on. Oh Jesus, this already looks bad.
Nobody likes
All right.
ads. Why do they even play ads? Oh yeah, people get paid.
Here we go with more regrets.
No regrets? Not even one letter?
Nah.
Thumper,
shit.
You gave me the biggest regret ever. You introduced me to Chatterbait. Okay.
Oh my god. Did he introduce you to Omegle?
Well, the what? No, don't introduce me to nothing else like that, man. I got problems as it is.
All right. I get it. I understand your
So
concern.
what you're saying is you can't control yourself.
Oh, I never could. Never tried.
And it's
Neither
not
do
like
I.
what I do. I just like use it for entertainment for all the people that watch my Chrome.
Well,
on that note, here we go.
She's got the moves right now, huh?
Maybe.
I was going, that one in the black skirts. Yeah.
I'm going back to Chatterbait.
No, fuck.
Rhino is just infatuated with that woman.
Oh, Jesus, man.
This is mesmerizing.
All right,
isn't it?
that's our copyright strike for the night. So there it
Technically,
is.
that video is 3 years old, so she is 99 years old.
God damn.
If she's still kicking it.
Special
I guarantee you she's still kicking up the dance floor.
Probably.
Also, Jackal, what are you sending me here? Funny, serious? What is this?
You got
Which
to
one
remember
are you talking about?
that woman lived through.
Who did
Sorry,
send
guys.
that then?
I mean, she lived
Hang
through
on.
World War II? Yeah.
Yeah, she lived through the results of fucking weak men making hard times. We just getting the tip of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's probably seen that coming and she's like, well, I guess we've gone full circle.
Yep. Fuck this shit.
Good thing I'm
out.
on the
Yeah.
back nine. Yeah, good thing
Yeah.
I'm at the 18th hole.
No, Jackal, your first link said something about simp and it was military. Don't know what it is. So,
Yes.
funny,
It should be
serious. Where are we at there?
It's about a funny.
Okay,
I'd
we'll
say
see what that
about
is.
Funny.
All right, pull that up really quick and see
It
what
would,
the
it
fuck
would
this one
resonate
is.
with Pop, considering he was a marksman.
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
bounce after this clip.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's refresh and if it ever refreshes. The computer's being weird. There we go.
I'm a simp. Sniper monkey.
Sniper monkey.
Yes,
All right.
I'm a simp.
Fair enough. Removing from stream. And I'm going to close that. There we go. There we go. All right. If I haven't presented enough to get us banned, I don't know, man.
Right.
Yeah. So
we'll
see what happens tomorrow morning.
Give me a second. I'm gonna queue up something.
No.
Maybe
No,
get you banned.
I think we're done. I think we're done, Jack.
We are good. Yep. We have had enough terminology and items on screen to get me banned for the next 10 channels. So we're doing good tonight.
And like I said, Susan, once I get my channel up and running, I'll take that third strike for Rhino. Don't worry about it.
I think we should start taking bets how long Jimmy's going to last on YouTube.
Not long.
No,
I give
not
him
long. If
2
I,
weeks.
well,
Yeah, like what's the over under?
my plan is to just keep it to like not so much like, I mean, there will be a little bit of Red Pill community stuff in there, but I'm not.
It'll
a big
be
wig
mostly waffles.
Right. Mostly blue waffles.
Waffles and Stillhouse.
Who doesn't like blue waffles, man? I mean, like,
who doesn't like blue waffles? I
Yeah,
can think of
who doesn't
everybody else
like
in this
blueberry
panel.
waffles?
Yeah, I was about to say. Wait a second.
Blueberry
No. Jimmy, in your own time, please Google blue waffles for me.
I
please.
know.
All right.
Trust me. That was the thing when I was 16 years old, and I was scarred for fucking life.
Yeah.
Trust me. That's why I say blueberry waffles.
Have you looked up butt waffles?
Do we want to?
No, we don't.
I'm
on that
not
note,
sure if it's as bad as blue waffles, but it should be
Again,
pretty bad.
if you're just tuning in, please rewind to the beginning of the show. This is an after party. It's an experiment. I don't know what happened here and where I lost control. Probably from the time I said after show. So
yeah,
this has been an experiment and what the fuck. And I hope you enjoyed it because it's been something. So
it's been a thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta get going.
All right. On that note, I think we are going to call it a night because you guys got to go. I got to go. And Jimmy has not had enough Stillhouse tonight, so I'm going to let him get to that. And
I haven't had any
hang out with
Stillhouse tonight, so
yeah, he can hang out with the grannies and the blue waffles and all that stuff. So, all right, it has been fun, gentlemen. I am not going to do an after party offline, so I'm out of here.
I don't blame you.
It's been fun. This is usually what happens off the stream. It's a little bit more not as safe, but yeah, we'll try this again next episode. Maybe. I'm already regretting this one, but
no regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets.
What's a regret?
All right, gentlemen. Yeah, right. All right, gentlemen, it's been fun. I'm going to kick you off now. So until next time, Chris, feel free to show up more often, and I'll try to jump on your streams, but I can't promise at 3 a.m. my time I'm going to be awake. So we'll see
It's
how that
okay,
goes.
man. It's understandable.
All right. If you haven't subscribed yet to those that are left here, Sweaty Fat Man, he has a channel on YouTube. Billy Von Baum has a channel on YouTube, and Chris Mitchell has a channel on YouTube. And maybe Jimmy will have one eventually. So hopefully. All right. And on that note, gentlemen, ladies, the three of you watching, I am going to call it a night. Again, this was something. So if you're just tuning in, the few of you watching, please rewind so you can watch the actual show, because this has been a something. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't even know how else to end the show. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a blast. Big thank you to Unchained Skid and Chris Mitchell for their first time appearance here. It was a blast having you guys on, so you're welcome back anytime. And on that note, I'm going to take us out of here with what? A song, an outro. the pee-pee break? What do you guys think in the chat? What do you want to be taken out with? The intro song, the outro song, the pee-pee break, a random song I have in the background here? First chat gets the outro. So what do you want here? Again, intro, outro. Intro would be the Viking thing. The outro would be the Blade Runner thing. The pee-pee break, well, I can't do T-Swift. Sorry, Nate. Can't do that. The pee-pee break, you already know. Or just a random song I happen to have on the computer, which could be Christmas music. So your choice. Going once. If I get to 3 times, I get to choose. Going twice. No comments yet. There is a delay. Going 3 times. Nobody. Random. There we go. Random. So I'll just click something. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. It's been a great show. Great night. Thank you for watching. If you feel like donating to the channel and helping us stay free of the grasps of YouTube and the overlords there, the link is in the description, but it is Cash App, $RedPillRhino. You can also go to paypal.com/PayPalMe/RedPillRhino. We also have a merch store you can check out. It's in the description as well. You can buy koozies, beer mugs, hoodies, hats, t-shirts, whatever you want there. So I will pick something random, and I will see you maybe Friday. We'll do a call-in show, just a random fun something. We'll see. Friday or not at all. Maybe I'll make you wait till the new year. Who knows? If you see it pop up on Friday, there's a show. If not, I'm taking a break from the waffling. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining this evening, and I will catch you next time.